Yes, exactly.
VR porn just got a whole new fucking level.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Whole new level.
Haptic face mask.
Gross.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if the world's ready.
I don't think it is.
I'm personally not.
Should maybe just have a quick look at this settings.
I feel like of all the video game things that are going to give you cancer, this is the one that is going to give you cancer.
Smell-o-vision. Smell-o-vision is the line.
Could be.
It could be. You're not wrong. I gotta do my socials. Everybody do your socials. Oh, everybody turn your phones off if they're plugged into the mixers. Oh, it's risky now. What happens if I just open my internet browser? Who knows what tab could be open there?
I mean, you could.
Could be anything. Yeah, but it's we're gonna hear it now. I can't just unplug this. This took 8 hours
To plug in?
to plug in.
Oh. Bless your commitment to quality.
Brando, why are you hating on Peter Chiarelli?
He's a dumbass.
Well, why is he a dumbass?
Because he keeps making trades to save his butt, but the trades are bad.
What was the trade?
He traded for Alex Petrovic, who can't even crack the top 6 in Florida. And then he traded for the guy who broke Connor McDavid's collarbone, which I'm sure won't go over particularly well.
What do they combine their abilities? They yin and yang, complement each other so well.
I mean, I'd probably just hate the guy if he
Man-
broke my collarbone.
Man has
Was it
collarbones.
on purpose?
He said it was on purpose.
Ooh.
That's when Connor started hating him.
I mean, even if it's on accident, maybe just own it at that point.
Sure.
Sure.
How's
it's
how many shows have you heard?
It's good. A lot.
It's a good show.
Yeah. I like Arthur Morgan.
He's
good.
fucking fantastic.
He's fucking cool.
He's-
On the back of Arthur Morgan did that game ride.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's very cool, and I think that's what's gonna bring
Pull you
me through
through?
this. Yeah.
Sure.
Sure. The beginning of that Red Dead spoiler cast where all three of us are all going, sure, is like my favorite thing we've recorded this year. My favorite, 5 seconds of audio to come from 2018.
I should get that clip to make it my ringtone.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sure.
Did you go drinking with Kenny yet?
Yeah, that was a great.
First of
that
all, his
was
name's Lenny. Second of all, hashtag save it for the show.
that was a great sequence.
Kenny.
Yes. A lot of the letters are the same, all right?
Kenny, my boy.
Yeah, that was a turning mission for a lot of us. So
All right, gentlemen, what do you say we record the final podcast of the year?
I was under the impression I already had.
It's too late. It's all ruined. We should just leave. We should just have towels down here.
I'm pretty sure there was at one point.
Probably.
Give me some video, man.
I'm gonna.
some
Oh
video.
yeah. All right. We need to document. We had a lot of camera work when I was watching that 2015 New Year's show. We had a lot of camera work.
Yeah, you were
People
switching.
Yeah, it looked good. We should do that again this year.
It
looked really
I
good.
do believe I remember a certain level of stress and frustration on your part. So if you'd like,
I think it was totally fine because about halfway through that 11-hour video, you take the helm, and it all still looks great, even though we're just fucking doing whatever.
pushing buttons.
Well, yeah, you just
getting drunker.
pick a button.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if somebody's talking.
Yeah, as
doesn't
long as
matter.
you press a button every now and again, and the scene
Yeah,
changes.
and everyone's just has to make sure they're really reacting. So
Yeah.
even if the camera goes on Oliver, but Matt's the one who said something, Oliver could be like, "You're right." You know.
Yeah, we had that was a real fun show. Watching back on that thing, yeah,
I think all the shows are good.
they are all magical in their own way. Yeah, that one we really were crazy with the production. That was the one where Oliver fell asleep,
Yeah.
and we mic'd up on the
yes.
couch, and there's some
I don't
good.
believe. Did we mic him up on the couch,
Yeah.
or did he just fall asleep with the mic on?
We put I don't know. He either had the
I feel
wireless
like he
mic
had the
on and fell
wireless mic
asleep,
on
or
and fell
we.
asleep.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
I was pretty sure I remember. I think Max
Yeah,
being
maybe
we got to make
Max-
sure that mic's on him.
Max probably went out there and mic'd him up.
Yeah, and then I just remember big snores, sawn logs.
Like in the middle of you'd go away for a while, and then we'd get into some serious discussion, and you just hit this.
What a season! What a season!
2015, tough one to top.
It's true.
We'll do our damnedest.
That was the longest one, but we also that one was only 5 hours of discussion, 5 hours of or whatever, 6 hours of games and filmage
Oh, yeah.
and things.
Lots of bullshit at the end.
Yeah. Last year's was just 8 straight hours of fucking talking about the best game of the year with like
Yeah, that's
5
crazy we did
minutes
that.
of Mario Party. It's gonna be weird. I think we're doing this many categories. Oh I think we're doing this many categories. 5.
That'll be fun.
And
I'm
think,
excited.
And I think
I
think we'll give 2 hours max for each of them, and then game of the year will go until the last man is dropped.
Absolutely. That's where the wills come
Yeah.
into play.
Yeah.
I laugh every time I go into that list and see some new additions on some of those fucking categories. So I'm very excited to hash that out.
It's gonna be a good one. Yeah, it's gonna be a real good one.
Is this? I feel like I should know this, but is there like some place where I can find this list?
Yeah, it's the same place you find these.
Yep.
Oh wait, no, it isn't.
It sort of is.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's in the Slack. You'll have to go way up and important.
Oh,
I'll pin
jeez.
it or something.
Yeah, that's.
It is a long list. This is a hell of a year for video games.
There's like 7 Red Dead moments and 6 God of War moments.
Yep. And there are lots of good moments. There are lots of good moments that I at least want to just be like, hey, this was cool.
I had to change one
Okay.
of yours. 'cause
Are
it
any of
was a
those
spoiler.
Red
Was
Dead
it?
moments
Yeah.
spoilery?
I've been
Probably, yeah.
I've been very vague with like I've done the end of chapter 6 instead of what
I see.
happens.
I might have
and-
been a little spoilery. Yeah, I was intentionally super vague with one of my Walking Dead ones yesterday. So somebody else will have to play Walking Dead episode 2 before.
Yeah. Well, one of your Walking Dead episode 2 ones was not vague. Because I went in and changed it to something happens in episode 2.
I just said that bitch comes back. That was all I said. That could be anybody.
Oh, it felt like it was the person who I was talking about because it was right after the point
Oh
I
no
had
no
done.
no! It was complete. It was purposefully
Okay.
super duper vague.
Gotcha.
It was like that bitch
well, it
could
got-
mean literally anyone.
It got more vague.
Kenny,
because I thought-
that bitch.
Kenny's not a bitch.
Kenny's not dead. Also,
His name is Lenny.
Lenny's. Well,
Uh,
you never see the body.
Hit it.
All right, let's do it. Hi, everybody. We're doing a podcast. If anybody new pops by, just let them know we don't really look at the chat. Thank you. Let me hear a little more Oliver, actually, just before we go. You're saying there.
I have this eye twitch going on. It's probably like you guys probably can't
not super
notice it.
noticeable.
No, but I feel it. And I usually get it when I'm like stressed, but I don't even know what I'm stressed about.
it's not coffee. I always get it when I drink too much caffeine.
It might be. I was thinking about that too.
I have a weird thing where, like, whenever I can feel it, no one can see it.
Yeah.
And then sometimes someone will tell me my eye's switching and I can't feel it. Which
Oh.
I'm like, well, that's weird and frustrating.
Weird.
Spooky.
They're just fucking with
fucking
you.
bullshit
They are
me.
just.
Oh, shit,
fucking
your
with
eyes
you.
twitching right
Be
now.
like, I know when my eye's twitching.
It's my
I can
eye.
feel it.
He should be able
Yeah.
to feel it.
All right, I'm Brendan. Welcome to... We need a clean read. Hang on. Clean read. Welcome to the real last podcast of all podcasts of 2018.
Shit.
Yep, this is the very last of them, the last and the best.
You gotta release it at 9:59, so we're the last podcast out the door.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah, the last possible time zone will be the last podcast.
That's right.
Of 2018. It's Talking Regulars 256. That's sort of a semi-significant number in computing.
Is it?
Yep, I made it. I planned this all out. I've been planning this for. This will be the 10th and a half year. 256 had to land on this day.
What significance is 256?
Well, I mean, okay. Well, let me chew on this. You got the you got 8-bit, 16-bit, right? You go all the way up to 64-bit.
Okay.
If you were to double 64 bits, if you had two N64 sandwiched together, you'd have an N128. If you put two N128s together, you with me? Boom! I know, mind blown. There's a lot of open mouths around this
If I had a
table.
calculator, I could tell you whether or not that's true or not.
Oh, it is true.
I'll have to take your word for it.
Microsoft was founded on February 56th.
Kevin Byer, Oliver Regular, and Brandon Lynch are all here.
We
Right.
are.
Yes, for the year wrap. We got a great show in store for you. So much news this week. Wow, the week between.
I love a good wow.
Yeah.
Right to really
Whew.
push the thing through.
Boy, the week between December 24th and December 31st is just, some might say, the biggest news week of the year in the industry.
Paper flicking good.
Whirlwind.
Yeah, paper flicking good. So announcements: the New Year's show, the Game of the Year show. Let's stop calling it the New Year's show.
It's not during the New
It's
Year.
not during
well
the New
into
Year's.
the New
yeah.
Year.
February the 2nd. over on twitch.tv/talkingreckless podcast. We're starting at 2 p.m. It's going to be a long one. Buckle up. I can tell you that some enemies will be made, some friendships shattered, new alliances forged.
Yes.
I've heard that there will be a title defense, possibly, although I can't.
You never know with the guy holding it.
That's true. I can't guarantee that. February the 2nd. Come and join us. Or you know what? Just join us all the time because I'm on there every day anyways. Twitch.tv/talkingrecklesspodcast. It's the engine that powers this thing.
After we joked about categories for so long, we did categories.
Yeah, we got some
Made it
categories
happen.
coming this year. It's going to be real fucked.
Yeah.
be
It
real
just
fun.
adds time.
Yeah, it's true. And we're thinking about. I mean, I'm pretty ready to talk about them. We're thinking about
Yeah?
best character.
Yep.
We're thinking about best music / soundtrack. We're thinking about best moment or set piece. We're thinking about what was that one that we just swapped in for the other one?
We're thinking about doing the 2018-2016
right.
Game of the Year because it is the year that we did not announce a Game of the Year.
So we're gonna have 2 Game of the Year discussions
Yeah.
Yes.
this year.
One from
God.
2016, one from 2018.
And then of course we have our GOTY. Those might change. We're gonna massage those a little bit over the coming weeks. But it is. We have a Google Doc that is like 3 or 4 pages long already. It is going to be a war of attrition.
Hopefully, it gives us an opportunity to recognize more good shit
Yes,
in games.
that's right. It's meant to be a way to like look at all these great. We can celebrate all these different aspects of these games instead of
Yeah.
just
No,
shitting
no,
on
no,
them.
no. You
Yeah.
don't celebrate. You tear down.
Well, that's what it's going to be. But
Well, we can tear down even more games this way.
yeah.
yeah, that way you don't forget about something that you want to tear down a game for. You can just put it on the list and be like, this game sucks because of this reason.
Sure. And for me, as an example, if we would have had best moment last year, I could have put my big Wolfenstein 2 moment on there and maybe not felt so passionately about getting Wolfenstein 2 onto the top 5.
It's true. It
Because I was like, it got it where it needed it.
changes the landscape. So look forward to that. February the 2nd. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
A lot of energy here in this table.
It
around
comes
this
up
table.
whenever I talk about Game of the Year.
The energy.
Yes.
Yeah, for me, it's the exact opposite.
Yeah.
It's
It's
oh,
terrifying.
it sucks the life from me. Kevin and I were at a wedding last night.
Yes.
Nice Christmas wedding.
Got
Love weddings.
very, very drunk.
Yep. Yeah,
As
it was
you
great.
do.
It was.
Very drunk.
It was. We drank. We danced. That's kind of all I remember. I remember
Did
celebrated.
the can with someone?
No, I don't. There wasn't. So there was like live music, and they were like vaguely. What would you call them? Like bluegrass, like
They were
country.
like blues, bluegrass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't really like everyone getting a line and dance music, which I'm all listen as a person who can't dance. Listen, love me a good line dance, little
Yeah.
heel toe.
Everyone's
but-
looking forward, not at you.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, it was more just like getting there and just wave your hands around.
Sure.
There were glow sticks. I ended up with like 4 glow sticks at the end of the night.
That's a good haul.
Yeah, it was
You
pretty
sell
good.
those.
I'm gonna keep them. They're my wedding keepsake.
That's good.
You
That was
pass
good, though.
out and you wake up and everything's so bright and you're
Yeah.
mad at yourself.
It for real. I woke up and was like, "What the?" Like I thought my phone was on and facing up because I could see the glow. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Like, oh, the glow sticks.
Put the pillow on them.
Yeah,
As they do. Yeah.
I just left them.
Sure.
It was a very, very unique wedding. There was a lot of strange happenings. The venue itself was unbelievably small.
Good.
So
Intimate.
very
I
intimate.
bet you they called it
Yes,
intimate.
Intimate,
Yes.
absolutely.
Cozy.
So when you got up to, because it was a potluck dinner, because obviously
they were requesting
it
that
was-
their guests feed them.
yeah, it was so close to Christmas, and the wedding itself was planned very, very short term. Like they announced the engagement, and then 6 weeks later was the wedding.
Okay.
No wonder it was a potluck.
But yeah, so it ended up being a potluck, and like the amount of food that people brought was just astounding.
It was insane.
There was probably, well, there was, I think 16, 18 tables. I don't really know how many tables there were, but there were probably a good 150 people there. And
Everybody brought something?
everybody brought
yeah.
something.
What'd you bring?
I brought bread
Yeah, man went to Safeway, brought 2 bags of buns.
Yeah,
Good. You can never have enough bread.
No, never.
Everybody
People love
loves
bread.
bread.
Basics.
Absolutely,
That's right.
Basics. Those are the things that go first.
Some
Yeah,
highlights of the potluck included a literal sack of McDonald's cheeseburgers.
Yeah,
Fucking-
like
that was
there's
like
always
plated
one
up
here.
McDonald's
arranged into
cheeseburgers,
like a
yeah.
pyramid.
That's so good.
Yeah, that is very good.
Someone brought samosas from like an Indian restaurant.
Indian place,
Yeah,
yes.
and those were fucking awesome.
What'd you bring?
I baked some cookies.
Oh,
made some
shit.
You
ginger
baked them
snaps.
yourself?
Yep. My mother made
Oh,
the
okay.
batter, and then I baked them. I was gonna. So I go for breakfast with my mom every week, and she's usually baking something. And I'm like, okay, next time I'll come over, we'll make these ginger snaps. Perfect, done for the wedding. But she just made them. She's made them ahead of time. I was like, here you go. I was like, well,
You can't be trusted in my kitchen.
I guess.
You're gonna fuck these up.
Yeah,
so I just
that's
did 'em.
literally what it was. She's like, I saved you from yourself.
You'll use baking soda instead of baking powder, or whichever one you're supposed to use. Or
One
not
way's
use.
delicious, one way's poison. So
Yeah,
it's
there you
really
go.
important to
I've
know.
done that with pancakes one time.
Did you?
Baking soda
Who
instead of
died?
baking powder.
Anyone die?
I almost did.
No? No. If anyone's gonna do it on your mistake, it's probably you
Took
wanna.
my wife with me almost. So there. Let me ask you about these buns, Kevin. Damn it!
Jesus.
Did you
Get your
supply
side
butter?
There was butter there.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it was pre-planned.
Someone bring the butter.
I made sure that there was going to be butter for the buns.
Touch base with someone.
Yeah, I was also Ease was giving me a hard time because he's like, so did you get pre-sliced buns or did you get just
Oh yeah.
Like-
Well, you said you were bringing bread, and I said, like, sliced? Like, are you just rolling in with, like, 4 things of Wonder Bread? Like, what's going on? And you're like, no, not pre-sliced bread.
there was a moment where I was considering opening up the buns and then pulling them all out and pre-slicing them and putting them back in. But sadly, that did not happen.
I don't need my bun sliced. I take my bun.
Yeah, you give it a nice rip.
Yeah, I might not even rip it. I might just dip the whole thing in some gravy or something.
Oh, yeah.
Eat it like an apple.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
There you
But
go,
no gravy at the potluck.
Wouldn't have touched your bun then.
Oh, shit, I didn't even think. Well, I mean, there was kind of nothing for gravy.
No, not really. I mean, there was no
Kevin
turkey
brought
or anything like
buns.
that, right?
Yeah, touche.
There was like 2 different people brought a ham. Like there was
It was bonkers.
You guys should
godly
have started
amount
a
of
group
food.
chat.
There
for
were
the
like
food.
15 trays of lasagna and mac and cheese and spaghetti
yeah.
and meatballs, and it
Yeah,
was
like
good stuff.
10 or 12 different salads of various components. Our one friend spent like 6 days making these slow cooked chicken wings, which were
Oh,
unbelievable.
I didn't have any.
I think I'm having chicken wings
shit.
tonight now.
That's what winners
That's all it
get.
takes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this place was totally packed. When you get up to walk, like you have to like tap like 15 people to like, hey, can you push your chair in? So I
Oh
can
yeah,
get by kind of thing.
it was brutal.
But halfway through, when dinner was finishing up and they got to the dancing, we're like thinking to ourselves, well, what are they gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
So their plan was they just took like 4 of the tables, put them away. And then we're like, well, there's already barely any room. Where are these people going to sit?
It kind of all
That
worked
all
itself
kinda worked out,
in
yeah.
the end.
Actually,
Did
a
they
lot
just
of-
was there like a certain amount of people have to be dancing?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just to
pretty
have
much.
room for
yeah.
everyone?
Yeah, there was a quota. We needed at least 17 on the dance floor at all times.
Yeah, we had to do rotations.
Yep.
Yeah.
Team's getting tired. We need a tag for the dance. We need a tag for the dance.
But yeah, like Eves was saying, it was a live band. They played all original music, all like blues, bluegrass kind of stuff.
Yeah, they were dope as hell.
Yeah.
There's one man with a harmonica who was just like murdering that thing.
Yes.
Should have been illegal what he was doing to that harmonica.
Sticking his dick in it.
That's what I was referring to.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's how you get the best sound.
Ancient wedding tradition.
Speaking of,
the bride. Yeah, speaking of ancient wedding traditions, the bride and groom literally, and I don't know if this is real, but
it apparently is a German
it is
thing. Yeah.
okay. One of them is from a German family, and they're like, "Oh, it's ancient German tradition. The couple has to saw a log to like."
Oh, I've heard of this.
Yeah, their commitment to each other and teamwork and everything. So they use one of those big like 2-person saws, and it was like it turns out it takes like half an hour to saw through a log.
Yeah.
Like
And it-
just giving her.
They probably should have given him a smaller log. But
Well, and that because I was talking to the bride after the fact about it, and she was told that it was going to be a small log. Because she wasn't on board. She's like, well, I don't want to be. I'm going to be sweating from dancing. I don't want to be sweating from cutting a log in half.
yeah, and if we don't cut the log, we're pretty much have
Yeah,
to get
that
divorced
means
in
the
the eyes
screw's
of
over,
everyone.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, they told her like, no, it's going to be a
So
small
how
log.
big was it?
It was
Like 10 inches like diameter.
it was
It wasn't huge, but it was like it was about this big.
I feel like they should
Maybe
have gone
a
through
little
that
bigger.
one.
Even.
Yeah.
I feel like you get much smaller than that. It's not a log
Eventually,
anymore.
yeah, they
No,
did get
it's
through
just-
it, but
It's a stick.
It was probably the dude that was doing all the work because the girl didn't want to sweat.
yeah.
Yeah,
No,
maybe.
no,
I
they
don't,
were-
I don't
they were-
know. They were both pretty gross after that.
They started with just trying to put the log, because they had another log to support the log, as you do when you're cutting wood. At first, they just tried to like put the saw blade on it and like not hold the log and just move the blade
Sure.
back and forth, and that soon
Kind of
proved
German
to be
ass Germans are these?
the stupidest thing they could have done. So eventually, Groom decided, well, I'll grab this side and we'll keep going. But then the other side kept flopping around and flopping around and flopping around. And eventually, the bride decides, well, okay, well, I'll hold this side. And then that's when they really got
They really got going, eh?
the communication and the
Beautiful
teamwork
metaphor.
going. Absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah. You just learn to adapt.
Yeah, he
Diversity.
was. I later in the night hugged the groom, and it was like a sponge. He was
Oh, yeah.
gross.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He even said he's like, enjoy that wetness.
There's one at every wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
Just ring them out.
He got my Mario suit sweaty.
Oh,
wore my Mario
I can't
suit.
believe you wore your Mario
Yeah,
suit.
it was a big hit. People
What's,
loved it.
what's your Mario suit? Like
It's a suit that has
print?
Mario on it.
Print?
Yeah. Well, I don't. What does Mario? What would Mario print be?
Yeah, Mario
know.
print.
I don't really
like,
know
like
what that
little,
means,
Yeah, so
like,
like
but-
little Mario
Marios
faces
and coins
and
and
stars and
and
Okay.
Marios.
Christmas trees and snowflakes. It's like a winter Mario suit.
Neat.
Yeah.
Surprised you haven't seen it yet.
Never seen it.
If only you would have
Oh,
tuned
so-
into the stream like every day.
Any
for,
point
like,
in the month of December, literally any day would have maybe worked.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, one more day.
It's playing in the background of my work computer.
yeah.
So-
That just means I need a flashier suit. It's not catching the eye.
Yeah.
I need
go.
people to be like, "What the fuck is he wearing?" Oh,
Oh, does it fit?
Yeah.
Fits
Yeah.
good.
Oh yeah, fits real well. Yeah, it's a little long, but
It's the only thing you worry about when you get a suit online.
Yeah, no, it actually fits really well.
Good.
I was very happy with it. Old people hate it. I thought old people hated it. Some old. There's like, if you're between 40 and 50, you hate it. If you're like a grandparent age, if you're 50 plus, the grandparents loved it.
Might come around.
And it goes without saying, the kids loved it. The Fortnite
Sure.
dancing kids
Oh,
saw
they
a
fucking loved it.
shitload of literally. So the dance floor, all the kids are out there, and they're literally all doing different Fortnite dances. It is fucking insane.
Fuck, that's my dream.
nonstop. One guy's flossing. One guy's doing like, I don't know, the one where it's like a scarecrow almost. I don't know what that one is. One guy's doing like the Running Man.
Someone do the Millie Rock.
You'd have to show me that one. I could tell
I think the
you.
Millie Rock's the worst one.
Millie
It's
would've-
just like a lot of like fucking arms.
Millie would have showed up and he would have just,
Yeah.
hey, you stop that right now.
Him and Carlton
No.
and
Yeah.
Backpack Kid.
It was a lot of Fortnite dances.
Flossing's the best one.
on that
I've
one.
decided.
I can't. No.
Like if there was 20 of them doing different dances, it would not be as funny as 20 of them flossing.
There's something about watching a perfect form floss where like it's something about the momentum, or it looks like they're like generating power. It looks like
I
if
think
you
it's supposed to be
it
like,
looks like if you went and tried to tip someone over while they're flossing, like you
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to. They're like
your hand
they're
would go
like
right through them.
well,
You
they're
like phase through.
they're like gyroscoping themselves to the ground somehow.
Or like one of those Weeble wobbles. where you-
exactly. Yeah, they just
float back
they
up.
physically can't be pushed over while they're
Yeah.
flossing. It's bizarre.
I can floss okay.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah.
I don't want to learn.
I've never tried.
I can't
I've
because
never tried either.
It
what
feels
if
good when
what
you're
if
doing it.
what if we all come around on? Like I just don't even want to.
I've got you
Like
guys
dabbing?
on. I've
What
got you
if-
guys all on dabbing. Well, not you two. We're working on you two.
I like
still.
dabbing.
Yeah, there you
I don't
go.
mind. mind
I
dabbing.
use the dab emote.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't like to dab in real life, but I really think the dab emote is hilarious.
The first step is always blurring the line between real dabbing and ironic dabbing.
It's true.
And
Yes.
then once you've blurred that line, you have them.
Eventually, you realize there is no line.
It's still something that can only be pulled out in certain situations. Like you can't just be walking down the street dabbing on everyone who you walk by. That's
You
just,
tell that to Warren Barris.
So it was a beautiful wedding. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I love weddings.
It was very good. I also had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was very like casual is not the right word, but like
Low key?
Yeah, nobody's bringing gifts. Everyone's bringing food instead. Was kind of the idea, and like he's all. I was not the. Sometimes I worry about like, well, my suit costs $100 or whatever, and like everybody looks so nice, and I'm here in my shitty $100 Mario suit or real suit or whatever. But it was all walks of life. I'll say.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't know any. Well, I knew our group of friends, but like I didn't know anybody there. But everybody was super duper cool.
That's what the booze is for.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, a lot of out of town people at that wedding though.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck them.
Yeah.
Out of towners. Nobody can't trust them.
I almost forgot the craziest thing that I've ever seen at a wedding. So Ben, he's the guy who got married. He's one of my old roommates, and his family is
Though 2 feet away bed.
no,
roommate?
the other one.
Oh.
He's the one who had his own closet room.
Oh.
In the apartment, though.
In the
Shit.
apartment,
Oh,
Yeah, just lucky enough to get his own room.
yeah. In the house we had on the north side, he had 2 bedrooms
Ooh.
because he needed 2 for some reason.
Probably after the closet room, you're just good for your ego.
Yeah, but no, the people who shared a room, they only get one bedroom each. But so his family they're very, very musically inclined. They all play instruments. I guess one of his nieces is a dance instructor in New York City, kind of thing. He went out there and built a dance floor with his brother so that she could have a studio, kind of thing. And so that side of the family all got together and wrote a song, all like the Sound of Music Von Trapp family kind of thing.
Okay.
There are like 20 of them.
Yeah, all standing up at the front singing this song, and it was to the key of Puff the Magic Dragon.
Wow.
And
A
yeah,
classic.
it was there was like 4 or 5 verses. It was
I
like
feel
a good
there were maybe like 30 or 40 verses. It was like, I remember multiple times being like, surely they can't still be. This is like been 15 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
it was
impressive.
It was definitely the most unique wedding I've ever been to.
So far.
So far,
Still
absolutely.
young.
It's true.
But yeah,
In some
they,
eyes.
it worked very well. It played to the tastes of the bride and groom very well, and everyone had a great time.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
awesome.
weddings are dope.
Weddings
Everyone's
are dope.
Everyone's positive. Everyone's drinking.
Yeah, totally.
Don't have a dry wedding.
Don't have a dry wedding.
Oh.
Why would you
That'd be
even?
the
Is that even a wedding?
Yeah.
That's like
No, I've heard of
You're
it.
just going to church at that point.
It's like a prank.
What'd you get up to, OJ?
I've been to a wedding
Once or twice?
where like it wasn't the union wasn't exactly like accepted by
Okay.
the families.
Shotgun wedding.
Sort of.
That'd be like the opposite of
I
a
guess
shotgun
maybe that's-
wedding.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
Too accepted.
Yeah. Then it just started popping off at the end of the night.
Oh, geez.
Families. The bride's family started taking away the food because they were the ones that kind of set it up. And they're like, "No, this is over. We're done." And then like the groom's family just started like beaking them, and it was ugly.
Magical
It was
day for everyone
ugly.
involved.
I would have.
Laughed.
Like, did you pull out a camcorder
So
and like
this is-
send
so
it to
what-
Jerry Springer or something?
This was when I first started dating Amber, and it was one of her friends who was getting married, and it was an interracial.
Oh yeah.
Can't
union.
do that.
Yeah, it was bad. It got bad, you guys.
Yeah. It
But
was
I
probably
mean-
too long ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So yeah, well, that was quite a few years ago, but it wasn't like
long time
in the 50s.
No, it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't when that was going down.
what
but I mean,
the
like,
fuck?
it was is fucking
That's-
weird
yeah,
because
that's pretty
I was
wild.
just newly going on with Amber. She invited me to this wedding. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Sure.
And then I'm like, what is going on?
You as a person of color. I mean, on top of that,
Yeah.
if there's tension over an interracial wedding, and
Yeah.
there is
Another new interracial couples.
new boyfriend Oliver,
Yeah, okay.
Who is a person of color.
You know what? the heat was off me because there was just so much
fucked.
other heat.
That is so fucked. I
yeah.
can't even believe that.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Good for them.
Crazy. So
They
not,
still together?
yeah, they are actually.
There you
They moved past that because, I mean, they love each other and they.
I was gonna say they were probably never behind that.
No,
It
they
was
were-
probably everyone else.
Yeah.
Fuck 'em.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great couple actually. So that is that. So yeah, not all weddings are pleasant, but fucking hell, some of them
Yeah.
are crazy.
I've always been nobody like super close. It's like no immediate family's gotten married. So if I was ever at a shitty wedding, I could just leave.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be the biggest deal if I was like, well, I'm just gonna out the door.
Yeah, the whole time we were there yesterday, I was watching like our friend group like slowly filter out, and every time I see someone leave, I get offended. I'm like, the rule is you're not allowed to leave until the bride and groom leave, because they go to the hotel or whatever they do, and then that's like notice that
Perform
okay,
whatever
Yeah.
dark sacrifice
that's
they have
right.
to
Rituals and
kill,
such.
skin the cat or whatever.
Yep.
But yeah, at least for all the weddings I've ever been to, that's been like the benchmark. Like, you know, bride and groom leave, then it's everyone knows it's okay to leave, kind of thing. But this wedding,
it's like a prison.
Yeah, this wedding, they're like, I went up and asked Ben about it. I'm like, so do you guys plan on leaving anytime soon? Because I don't think I'm allowed to leave until you leave. And he's like, you're not going to beat me.
The bride was literally putting up chairs as we were leaving. Like, well, we should probably grab a chair or get the fuck out of here.
And yeah, we chose get the fuck out. Yeah. I mean, they had 75 family members there,
did.
all taking care of everything. So.
I remember even earlier than that being like, I might be too fucked up. I might just have to leave.
Yeah,
what has happened? And then we stay for like another 2 hours.
I think that was right after the first trip out to the porch.
Yes, it's a crazy world here in legal marijuana town.
Do it.
Yeah, love weddings.
Yeah, and man, that free table white wine that we were drinking.
Yeah, that
trading bottles, stealing bottles off other people's tables.
That did us all right.
Oh, yeah.
2018, an excellent vintage.
Yeah.
Barefoot?
Yeah.
Barefoot Moscato?
Yeah, so that's kind of what left us a little low energy. I mean, Christmas holidays, you're already seeing family, you're already eating and drinking, and then a wedding. New Year's Eve is tomorrow.
Ooh.
Apparently. So,
Yeah.
if we're... I was thinking I might stream tomorrow night. If you watch... Because the ball drops at a different time zone, right? You can watch the ball drop 12, whatever, however many, 12 times, 24 times, however it works. If we start streaming in the middle of the day, what is the maximum number of balls we could watch drop?
The fuck?
I was trying to figure out how to not. I was trying to work my way around it, but is it 12?
I mean, how many
How many
how
time
long-
zones
how-
are there?
How long do you plan on streaming?
How many can I get? 24. I did 24. If I get 24.
If you did 24,
Can I watch
you could
24 balls
probably
drop?
it would probably be 25 balls.
You watch 20. How would that?
I don't know.
I was
trying to-
actually going to say 23.
I was trying to figure this out yesterday, and somehow was like, yeah, 24. That makes perfect sense. And
Well, no,
then-
because you get the first one twice.
No, what? It's
That's
not.
implying
It's not
that one
New
time
Year's
zone
again.
celebrates New Year's twice.
I'm not quite wrapping my head around it, but there's not 24 time zones.
No, there's
Aren't
probably
there?
more than that.
No,
No, it's like -1.
there can't be.
Or
Well,
minus 23
they're
all
all
the
an
way to-
hour apart, right?
Plus 20. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there can't be more than 24. Otherwise, you're back in another time
But yeah,
zone.
that actually makes sense.
Well,
now.
that's why
Yeah.
they
I
say that
didn't think of-
if you have a plane that goes fast enough, you can go back in time.
That is what they say.
I saw
That is what
Superman
they
3.
say. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just keep crossing those time zones, and eventually it's yesterday.
In Superman, did you guys see Superman 3? I
That's
think it
where
was
he
Superman
flies
3.
around the world and turns it backwards?
That's what I was going to ask.
Yeah.
It's not that he flies so fast he goes back in time. It's that he flies so fast he alters the orbit of the Earth.
Yeah, the Earth spins backwards,
Yeah.
which makes time go
That
backwards.
does.
No. There's they did like, it was like the Science of Superman or whatever, and they broke that scene down. They're like, here's what would actually happen. It's like buildings are flying into space and like volcanoes are
Because
exploding.
the moment
and-
the Earth stopped, like on top of everything magnetic that is happening within, the G-force would just be like everyone would just float away.
Fucking Superman doesn't.
Well,
know
no,
what he's
like it's
doing.
not the
Doesn't know
spinning.
what
The
he's
spinning
doing.
of the Earth isn't what creates gravity.
No. But the like if you are spinning,
Yeah.
very very fast,
And you
like
stop,
in
you
a
really-
centrifuge,
yes.
and then it like slams on the brakes, you'll go like,
Oh, I see. Well, yeah, that's where the buildings all fucking shoot
Yeah,
into space and shit.
exactly.
Yeah, that'd be. And also the core of the Earth would keep. We won't get to it, but the core of the Earth, the liquid core, would keep rotating.
Would it?
Yeah. Well,
It's rotating independently of what
It-
how
it-
he's
all
spinning
inertia.
it.
it would. Yeah, because of inertia, exactly.
Yeah.
And like, so that would also really fuck shit up.
Yeah,
it
because
would
the core would keep going the way the core is going,
for a while.
and the Earth would go back the other way.
Superman basically destroyed the Earth.
And what, he was to save one girl, I think.
Yeah,
Probably
Lois.
Lois. Yeah.
Stupid Lois.
He's a monster.
Stupid Superman.
Stupid Superman.
Maybe is what I would say.
Well, I mean, if Lois wouldn't have got captured, then
Yeah, it's
Superman
true.
wouldn't have had to blow up the world.
It's true. I completely forgot how we got here. Oliver, how's your holidays been?
It's been good.
Yeah.
Low key
Had a
family
good-
stuff. All my family's here in
Trickster
Edmonton.
God, nephew Loki is in town, and it's fine. He's a real handful.
The other game of the year contender, Red Dead.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
no
it's
one
all
ever
good.
said that would contend.
What?
Well,
Huh?
Here we are now.
First person.
There's been a lot said about it, so I don't know. My initial feelings on it is like I'm liking it a lot.
How far are you?
Chapter.
What chapter are you on?
Chapter 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's still at that first camp.
Yeah.
After
Still
you get out of the mountains.
Still in the honeymoon phase.
Yeah. Like everything about this game is really, really good.
Yeah. How you liking the pacing? How you liking
argue
slowly
that moving is the worst thing in the world.
Can you really say everything?
Yeah.
Even picking up and like looting guys, I got over that. That's fine.
Okay,
It's
good.
not even that slow.
That's a big hurdle.
Yeah.
So
It's the traveling from point to point for me that is just really bothersome. And like the whole cinematic mode where you kind of still have to tap the button. Otherwise, if you let it go, it's just he's just going at a trot.
he'll go.
Well, you can get
can
him
kind
going.
of get him up to speed, and then like with another finger that doesn't feel natural at all, hold the select button while you're holding A, and then that gets you going. But if you take your hand off the controller, just take a bite of a sandwich, your horse will find something to run into.
See, like he'll follow the course for me, but he'll like slow down to a trot.
No,
Yeah,
you can-
that's
You gotta
same-
put a
same
mark.
thing.
You gotta put a marker down.
Yep.
If you and if you
And be on a main road.
and randomly it won't work. Randomly, if
Yes,
it's like, oh, you're
exactly.
in a carriage or you're in a weird like certain story missions, won't work for
Or
them.
no if. Sometimes also
No,
it
in the
will
open
just
world.
happen.
No, in the
Yeah.
open world, I always got it to work.
Yeah,
I've
You just
had
get
it-
them going and hold select, and then take your hands off the controller. That's all you gotta do.
It's very inconsistent, which again, also like the inconsistency of the controls really bugs me too.
You'll get the hang of it. You'll figure it out.
Yeah, and
It's
and
nev-
it's
but
not
it's
it's not a
never
deal
good.
breaker. It's not a deal breaker, but like fucking like
Using the
holy,
stagecoaches,
what's
use
going-
stagecoaches. You travel point to point.
I've seen those.
Yeah, that's fast travel.
They
That is
might not
literal
be-
fast travel.
They might not be unlocked yet.
They
No,
should
I
be.
think
There
they
is
are.
there is a point in the story where they unlock.
But then your horse isn't where your stagecoach goes.
Yeah, and then
it is.
Yeah,
it
is it?
follows you. Yeah.
well,
That's the kind of thing. Oh yeah, I guess you can get a whistle and follow you.
at any time your fucking horse is out of earshot, you're like, oh, God,
I
horse.
don't know. That sort of stopped being an issue for me eventually. And like, if it's like, oh, my horse is out of earshot. Well, bandana up, and here I'm walking to a road. Give me your horse.
Yeah, if you're gonna be a fucking dick,
Well, I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do in the Old West.
fucking horse can't hear me whistle.
It's level 4. I've heard that as your horse gets higher, as your horse bond gets higher, I've heard that allegedly your horse will develop a bit of self-preservation and not just smash into everything.
No, that's not true.
I don't know.
My level 4 horse smashed into most things.
I think Brando is just a bad horse rider.
I just fucking put the
I never
controller
had
on
any
the
problems.
ground.
I never really had. There could be. Anytime anybody else passed me on a road, I held my breath. Because maybe I was like, better than 50-50.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like a
but
game of chicken. Sometimes
other
if
than
I'm on
that,
the road.
it was mostly fine.
Yeah,
I'd
those-
usually I'd get it all set up and then I'd go to grab a beer or take a piss or something and I'd just be like, I wonder what I'm gonna find. when I get back
You walk
there.
away from the TV.
Yeah, why
That's
can't my
bold.
horse fucking get me there?
What if you get mud? What if like a gang jumps you? Like we found
I
you.
hate
Like
that.
happens
Well,
all the
that-
fucking
my
time.
fucking horse is doing his job. He'll get me out of there.
That actually happened to me one time. The very first time, I'm like, okay, well, I'll get going to where I'm going, and I'll go up and grab a drink of water, kind of thing.
You've got a few minutes.
Yeah, because I got some time here. So I put the controller down, come upstairs, and I hear from the basement. I don't remember what it was. It was somebody screaming or something like that. And then I go
Gunshots.
downstairs and look, and my horse has been knocked over, and I'm being shot at by like 16 people.
No.
And by the time I pick up my controller, I'm dead. So it's like, well, game taught me that I'm not allowed to walk away anymore because it's just gonna fuck me over.
You can't obviously Matt Eads did, but I can't sit there for that. I feel like I'm wasting my life with how long you were on that horse riding to the next
Yeah.
place. Where I was like, I go dust the bookshelf.
I don't know.
Do some chores,
Maybe I'll
real life chores.
Look at something on my phone real quick. You know, scan for something.
I did a lot of that too.
Scan for something to do in the environment. Maybe I'll see something cool I want to go check out. If you press the right stick, you can change the camera angle, which I don't tell you till the very end of the game. But that ended up being a fun thing I did a lot.
Yeah.
I knew that. Yeah.
You enjoying it?
Yes, very much so.
Good. You're gonna have to pick up
Arthur?
the pace if you're gonna finish by February the 2nd.
I don't think I will, but I mean, I'll have a good chunk of it done. Arthur's super cool. I really
ends.
like that dude.
The ending is I think a very key part of
Oh,
that experience. Make or break. For
It's
a lot
gonna
of folks, I bet.
suck because we're gonna spoil the whole thing on the New Year's show.
Yeah, it's true. Do your best. You might make it.
Yeah, I'll do
You
my
might
best.
make it.
I doubt it, but I'll do my best.
I mean, at worst, we'll just be like, all right, Oliver, Go upstairs, make us all something to eat.
Yeah.
We'll tell you when you can come
Get the
back.
smoked
Mixed
salmon out.
drinks.
Yeah.
And then he'll come back down and we'll all be fucking writhing on the floor because we crashed into something.
I don't completely trust Dutch. I don't have confidence in that man.
Well, have some goddamn faith, Oliver.
Maybe.
Like from second one when I started like listening to this guy talk.
Yeah.
And like everything comes across as just the snake oil salesman.
Yeah,
He's
like,
such a
he's-
scumbag.
Did you play Red Dead 1?
No.
Okay.
There's a literal snake oil salesman in Red Dead 1.
Oh shit.
That man's fun.
I
He's
think
great.
Yes.
I think I turned him into the cops.
You turned Dutch into the cops?
No, the snake oil salesman.
No, the snake oil salesman's in the first one. There's probably a snake oil salesman in the second one
He's
as
not
well.
the same guy. I always
No,
assumed
no,
he was the same
Nigel
guy.
West.
Nigel West
Oh, okay,
Guinness
no.
or something.
Dickens.
Dickens.
I don't know. What else can be said about this game?
No,
Like,
we've said it
yeah,
all.
exactly.
all,
Like
yeah.
I'm really liking it.
They're still throwing, I guess, into chapter 3. They're still throwing like 100 new things at you.
Holy
like,
shit.
Into chapter 4.
My
even into chapter
Arthur,
4, yeah.
my Arthur's really like hung up on his look, so he's always like shaving and having pomade in his hair.
Yeah, hell yeah. Real sharp.
Clothes are always clean, and he's always bathed and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always going to different towns looking for like new clothes. When do the new clothes come in?
The
Saint Denis is a big
only
one.
place to get new clothes is Saint Denis.
Really? Because I was just there.
Maybe you went to the wrong clothing shop.
There's
Was there
the
more than one?
general store.
I went to
and
the
then there's
tailor.
The tailor.
Yeah.
You also, as the story progresses,
Probably unlock some
stuff.
different types of clothing unlock.
Yeah, just keep doing
Yeah,
stories.
it's just like with guns and stuff like that. There's a whole bunch of guns that only unlock after certain points in the story.
Okay, good. Because I thought I was gonna be stuck with these original revolvers.
You got a
the
new
whole
hat?
time. No, I don't wear a hat. He doesn't wear a hat.
Ooh,
Actually,
what? You eat all that sun beating down on you?
His hair is pomaded up.
Sorry,
it's a
I
dapper
thought
Dan
this
man.
was a game about cowboys.
Wow. I don't even know what to say.
For the first half of the game, I was very much like, okay, I'm gonna go out and buy myself lots of new hats. I'm gonna switch my hat up all the time. I'm
Hell
gonna
yeah.
be-
Have a Tuesday hat, a
yeah,
Wednesday hat.
exactly.
Yeah.
And then I don't remember quite when it happened, but there was one moment where the hat got knocked off in a mission,
Saw yourself in a mirror.
and I just realized
Damn.
I don't need to wear a hat.
God damn.
That's a shame.
I have a good, well-shaped head, and
It's a damn shame. I have Arthur's hat down as one of the best characters of the year, so
Yeah.
you should maybe just try to wear that hat a little bit.
So this outfit that I'm trying to like put together is like very ocelot, and now that I'm like sort of capped what's available to me, I think I'll put in like a different outfit.
Try and do something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Trying to do something
yeah,
different.
maybe with a hat.
I made very much the DMC guns, the ebony and ivory. Is that what
Nice.
that's from?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a white and a black one with
Cool.
some gold inlays.
Yeah.
And,
I also did the Ocelot. Tried to look as much like him. Fancy guns, no tactical advantage on those inlays. They cost like fucking $40 in the beginning of the game. That's an incredible amount of
You
money.
get to a point in that game where you kind of break the economy, though.
It's true.
And then
Yeah.
you're just like, I'm just spending money to spend it at this point because
It's like the camp is upgraded. You put $10,000 in the bank for some reason, and then you still have $10,000 just sitting.
Wow,
sack
crazy.
of 52 revolvers.
Because I'm at a point where we were talking on a Slack, and Kev, you mentioned, hey, you should upgrade your camp so then you can quick fast travel to that.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, how do you do that? I can't find it. And somebody's like, or Brando, you're like, I think you have to.
Yeah, it's
Upgrade Dutch first.
There's a story mission that unlocks it all as well. So there's
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, fucking no, I don't want to upgrade Dutch's things.
The thing, so this is a tough thing because I came at this game from a different perspective because I had played the 1st one, which gives you a little bit of background on what Dutch will eventually be.
Yeah.
But for me, it was very much like I knew what was going down, but I played the game like I trusted Dutch because
Arthur didn't know.
trusted
Yeah.
Dutch. Like,
Played the character, not the Brando.
and then it was nice that as that changes, and Arthur's views came more in line with my views, I was like, good.
Yes.
Good. Now you're becoming me. I became you.
We both had
and now
arcs.
you're coming me. Soon it will be Brandon on the horse.
It's a beautiful game. We've used up our allotted Red
Yeah,
Dead
for
time
sure.
here
For sure.
for the year and also 2019.
Several other people's.
Yes. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Yeah.
How's that PSVR treating you?
It's gathering dust.
Yeah.
I should dust it while I'm on a horse.
Yeah.
ride.
So much time. Exactly.
Yeah. I didn't end up buying any games.
No.
No.
You just have the headset.
Yeah, I keep checking Kijiji a lot to see who's selling what, and I'm still on that.
Wait till just after the new year when a lot of crackheads need to steal their kids' video games.
For sure. There you go.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty good idea.
Yeah.
Where did you? Which
Capitalize
ones
on
did you
that.
want? You wanted Tetris. What else?
Tetris Effect, Astrobot, and Moss
Yeah,
are
those are
the
the big
highly
three.
regarded ones. Yeah. And again,
Moss
like
come out this year.
they're always on. A few of them. Moss is always on sale on the PSN, but I really want like physical copies of these things because then at least I can pass this fucking thing around.
Yeah, I
and let
guess.
other
Yeah.
people
So,
try it.
You can sell it later once you realize VR was a mistake.
I have zero money into it right now, so I'm good.
You bought the headset.
I did
Did you
not.
steal the headset?
My cousin bought it, and my cousin's classic for this. He'll buy shit like that and bring it over to show it off to me
Just
and
leave it.
leave it.
Oh, that's pretty dope.
Yep.
Pretty dope. Yeah, we should
I'd like
definitely
to meet
try
your
out
cousin.
Tetris Effect.
Yeah. If we need someone to handle the ones and twos during the New Year's show, just get them over here and tell them to bring some smoked salmon.
Should we do salmon? Have we ever had salmon since the salmon year?
No,
No,
I
just-
think,
No, we
I
had
think
2
that
years. I
you
think we had
shouldn't.
2 years of salmon
Shouldn't
year.
again. Yeah. Okay.
Or maybe it was just the 1 year. I don't
I think it
remember.
might have just been the one.
There's a combination of being so good you don't want to sully it and being so bad that I don't want to hear it again.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
No, the only reason we had it is because one of our vendors at work sent it to us as like a Christmas gift.
Not the show, not the podcast. They sent it to like your work.
Yes, my work.
Kevin's work.
Yes.
For clarity.
Important to note.
Yes.
And yeah, it ended up being one of the giveaways for the gift exchange that year. And
like a boxed fish?
I won the box of fish.
Huh.
And this was the only year probably ever that we've actually had the New Year's show close to New Year's. So we were able to eat this salmon.
It was a glorious time. It was a glorious like sequence of perfect events that all came together. That's what the people want. That's what the people need. We've got like higher quality mics now than we did. We can really get the lip smacks in this year. Yeah, that's good. Some mouth sound. That's the ASMR is what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's for the
Do you guys
premium
actually
subscribers.
like make those sounds when you eat?
Probably
no,
only
you guys made those sounds. when you
probably
ate.
probably only
I did not make those sounds when I eat.
you're probably not aware of like the sounds you make while you eat, right?
I'm not. I was criticized before for being a noisy
You got
eater,
a
so
soup,
I've
soup
kind of-
slurper?
Yeah.
I used to
some kind
know
of,
like a slurper.
Yeah.
I was like, dude,
Obnoxious.
stop it.
I actually fucked up when I was taking the wine at the church ceremony for the wedding yesterday, and I slurped the wine.
Wow, you can't. You can't. Oh yeah, for communion.
Yeah.
When you took your your communion, yeah.
It was weird because they had the bride and groom doing the communion.
Yeah.
Like they were passing it out?
You also didn't do you're supposed to like hold two hands. They're supposed to put it in your two hands, aren't they? Isn't that important?
Let me tell you, Mr.
Like
Non-Catholic.
this? Well, this is a
it's-
Lutheran church, so you're
it's-
correct.
It's one hand over top of the
Over
other.
top of the other.
Uh-huh.
in a cup shape.
Mm-hmm.
They place the bread in the center of your palm.
Wait, your bread?
The
The
bread.
bread,
Oh,
the
okay.
bread of the Lord.
the body of Christ.
And then you take without moving. You're not allowed to move away. If you do, it's
It's bad form.
bad
You go to
form. You use your bottom hand, take it out, immediately
Oh,
grab the
okay.
bread, and immediately eat it.
Okay.
Just picturing
Did you?
Jesus
I could have
come in
sworn
with
I
two
saw
bags
you
of
like
bread.
take it off the plate.
No, no. The other way that you can do it that I don't necessarily think they would have been okay with is you just do the open mouth and
Yeah,
then
he
you
puts
stick
it on
your
your
tongue out a
tongue.
little bit,
Yeah.
and then they just put it on your tongue.
Yeah.
That's mostly for like OG Catholics.
Ah, yes.
Original gangster capitalist.
Ah, yes. You been playing anything else, Oj?
No, I did. I played /watched Bandersnatch.
I also played /watched Bandersnatch.
I also played.
That was something
/watched
else.
Kev, you play
Bandersnatch.
/watch Bandersnatch?
I don't know what any of those words mean.
So it is
So
It
played.
is just an FMV game. It is
Yeah.
an FMV game, but because it's on Netflix. It's a Netflix interactive film. It's a choose your own adventure.
Black Mirror.
Yeah, it's Black Mirror. Yes, so it is like
It's meta as
very,
fuck.
very, very meta. Yes, very meta in some ways that I had to go like look up what the fuck was happening in the end. I'm like, oh, I didn't notice a good chunk of this.
Really?
So like
It's
it's
subtle, yeah.
based off the TV show.
no.
So
No.
Black Mirror is like an anthology series where every episode is its own little story.
Okay.
So it is just
You never
another
watched Black Mirror?
story.
You would enjoy
I
Black
bet you
Mirror.
you'd really like Black Mirror.
I don't know.
It's deeply disturbing. Black
okay.
Mirror.
Yeah.
The first episode is truly, deeply, hauntingly disturbing.
The British one?
The
or
British
Yes,
one?
the
Yeah.
Prime Minister. I
Yeah.
think it's just called the Prime Minister.
That's a
Yeah.
good one.
Yeah.
That would be your favorite, probably.
It's I don't know, a commentary on how like technology and life are right now.
Yeah.
Maybe
So, like,
where
it-
we're headed.
It's
Yeah.
like the dystopia, though. It's almost always for the worst.
Yes.
Almost always.
Yeah. And it's always kind of like a bummer after I watch one. I'm like, fuck me.
And they're always
that's
like-
exactly what's
Yeah,
going
they're
on.
always so... They mirror life in
Yeah.
a way that you're like,
They like hit
"Oh,
home in a way that I'm like
God
feel
damn
bad. You try it out. Try that first one out.
Bandersnatch is pretty cool.
And anyways, yeah, this movie that they just released. I don't know what to say without really.
It is a choose your own... It is...
So
It's
how
weird,
does
so
a
it's-
choose your own adventure work on Netflix?
You could have a controller and it'll ask you, like, it'll rumble the controller before it's going to ask you something.
Okay.
You pick it up and two options will appear on
What
the
do you
bottom
want
of the
for
screen,
breakfast?
What do you want for breakfast?
And you
Yeah.
pick one. I don't know how it's like if it's jumping time codes, like in terms of how a file is stored. I don't know how it's working.
It's
but
just chapters. It's like you pick
Yeah,
this.
that's
you
what
go
I
to
mean.
chapter
DVD,
one, go to
yeah,
chapter two.
exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
But they do a like spectacular job of hiding the chapters and giving you like it's very
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 seamless.
well and
Yeah.
seamless,
Seamless,
in
yeah.
a way that they usually aren't.
Yeah.
and it's very good because it is a choose your own adventure movie about a guy who is making a choose your own adventure game based on a choose your own adventure book
Yes.
that he really likes.
And it
Jesus.
kind of even goes a couple more levels
Yeah.
Oh,
of
yeah.
choose
And
your
then
own
all
adventure.
of a sudden, like, wait, am I as the chooser a
I know,
character?
it's
Yeah,
so
it's
fucked.
it's really cool.
I really enjoyed it.
Super meta. There's some cool things where so in any choose your own adventure book, you can always end up with a shitty ending, but it'll rewind you to a few choices back or a choice back or whatever. But they did this cool thing. I don't know if you guys saw this part. You probably did, where you redo a scene and it's playing out like it was before.
It might be a little too spoilery.
Yeah, I won't. But then one of the characters, like, says he recognizes you. Like it changes.
Said it anyways.
That's vague.
Yeah,
that's super vague.
That
But I
for
mean,
me
I
was
thought-
that was when I bought in because I was going
Yeah.
through it and I'm like, okay, this is like I've played FMV games and this is kind of it's a fine one of these, and then they start to become aware.
Yeah,
just
that
like in
was-
Life is Strange almost in a way. And I'm like, fuck,
There-
okay,
it-
here we go.
It's kind of what Oliver's example was, but it is the process of realizing even when you are going back and doing this other stuff again, you are realizing that, oh, you're not doing the same thing you just did.
Yeah,
but
it's actually a
the show
forward
knows
path.
that you've done this before. You didn't just go back and restart the film.
Yeah, it's very 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 well made. It is,
How long is it?
Hour and a half.
that's it. Minimum an hour and a half. It took me just about 3. It took me like
wow.
2.5 ish.
You can. There is an ending where credits roll, and that was about an hour and a half, and
Yeah.
then you can kind of go back in and poke at the
Oh,
thing a
it's
little
totally.
bit if you want.
It's no. There's a whole the thing is not over until you get like kicked back out until it's like, what do you want to watch
Yeah.
now on Netflix?
No, yes,
because
that's what I mean.
Yeah, it'll keep.
Oh,
there's
really?
there's a whole nother layer
wow.
after.
Mm-hmm.
There's like 5 fake credits, or credits call it.
Yeah,
but
no, there's like a credit roll where it bumps you out.
yeah, the very very end.
Yeah.
Huh.
It'll
'Cause
it'll
I-
give you the Netflix like dong dong, and it'll kick you right back out, and that's when you know you're done. Because there's a lot of points in there where I was watching credits roll, and I'm like, because it kind of kicks you back, and you're like, oh, I can just see all the paths. That's cool, but you're still going forward. It's not over until it's really over.
That I guess I failed at that because I saw the first set of credits, then I went back and tried a few different things, and then I'm like, oh, okay, that's it, I guess.
Oh, you didn't see it
Oh,
all. You
no.
didn't see it all.
It's good. It's really good.
It's good. It's
It's
neat.
it's very cool.
Question:
Sure.
Is it a game?
Yeah, totally.
Can
Yeah.
it be in moment and game of the year?
I think so. Absolutely.
Nice.
Absolutely. It's
Good
a game. It's a
call.
game you play on Netflix.
Yeah.
It is.
It is.
It's a Telltale game
yeah.
with only 2 choices instead of 4. It is any number. It is Mad Dog McCree, but well produced.
Sure.
Well produced, well
Yeah.
acted.
Yeah, I think it totally counts. 100%.
I saw the trailer for it, and that whole like 80s aesthetic really isn't me. And I'm like, I don't really want to. Then Amber's like, hey, we should try this out. I'm like, okay, fine, you play or you do the choices.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I totally got into it. It is fucking cool, actually.
You all watched Bird Box?
No.
Somebody in the chat
I
asked.
heard it was not good.
Really? Oh, I keep being
uh,
asked if I've seen it.
My
I heard
parents
it's good.
watched it and they said it was amazing.
Yeah, I've.
Is
also...
that the Sandra Bullock one?
Yeah.
Is
There's a
that
lot-
Sandra Bullock?
There's a lot of Sandra Bullock
shit.
memes with her blindfolded. I don't really know.
I've seen her blindfolded like probably 100 times on
Yeah.
Netflix and did not realize that was Sandra Bullock.
So, did you guys hear that people are pretty sure that all those memes started as a viral marketing campaign?
Oh,
They weren't real because all the memes were coming from Twitter accounts
This
with
is
almost
it.
no followers.
This is it. This is how we get rid of memes. We
Use
the corporate takes over
Yeah,
memes.
They can't have our memes.
What is that movie about? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I have no
Warren was
idea.
kind of explaining it to me as the one where John Krasinski can't say anything, A Quiet Place or something.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah, like,
Think.
him and like the whole movie is quiet because he's not allowed to talk because people will find him if he talks or something.
Oh yeah.
I heard it's very. Warren was telling me that he thought it was very akin to that, except sight. Like she can't see for some reason of her safety.
Oh, I see.
But that could be 100% wrong because that is told to me from Warren, who I think was supposing based on some other stuff he heard. So.
Warren has also not watched it. For,
Yeah,
for
Warren has not
clarity.
watched it. Worth noting.
Yeah, I Bandersnatch is I think I maybe know which moment you mean. If you were thinking because you asked about moment of the year for Bandersnatch.
Oh yeah, I didn't even actually have one in my head when I said
there's
that, but
one,
I have a few.
There's one definite moment there, and the like
It's the balcony.
no, it's
it the-
the computer message.
Netflix or other.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was fucking cool.
Yeah, that is rapidly becoming one of my favorite tropes. Is like in Life is Strange is like characters being aware of things the audience is aware of, like going through a sequence multiple times and
Yeah.
seeing things, and like I'm kind of when
You get on
it's
board
used
with that?
cleverly. Yeah,
Yeah.
when it's used cleverly, like I feel it is here. I really enjoy that stuff.
Trope of the year.
Yeah. Yeah, that Netflix thing is something else. Brandon, what you been up to?
I played not a whole lot new, but I played Onrush.
Oh yeah, I played a little bit of that with you guys.
I played almost every moment I played of that game with you.
Oh, weird.
So you know my experience. I think that game makes a very, very good first impression.
Yep.
And every game I play that I am happy with, I am more and more sad that you tell me it gets real bad when the matchmaking breaks.
I mean, even we were seeing a bit of that. We were having like we were getting
playing with
loaded in, and
the
it was
same
like
people a lot. I
yeah,
noticed.
and it was like, hey, match ended. Like loading into a game,
Oh,
loading,
yeah,
match
okay.
ended, loading into a game.
So was
loading,
that your
match
problem?
ended. No,
It was-
my problem was, and we had it too. Of like, some games were you, me, Warren, and one dude on the other team, and all bots.
Oh, I see. I
Or
probably
like,
didn't even
or
notice.
like, we got loaded into a ranked game that was 1 second from being over. We happened to win, which was awesome, but that shouldn't happen in ranked. That's stupid.
I really like that game. I really like all the different cars. I'm still at the point where I'm trying different cars all the time, thinking like, no, that's the car for me.
Yeah.
That's where I really maximize what I'm good at.
Finding your main.
Yeah, exactly. My one biggest problem is I still find myself seeing a guy coming on my left, lining him up, and being like, this guy doesn't even see me, and then hitting him and being like, you're dead,
Yeah.
and then my car blowing up, and
Yeah.
me being like, I don't know if I fully understand the hit boxes and impact spots that you want to hit.
If your car gets hit from the side, that's your weak spot.
Yeah.
Right.
So there's a lot of
So
cases.
you want to
too, where,
nose
like,
them in their side.
Yeah.
Like in real life.
Yes.
If-
But
yeah.
that
Yeah.
makes sense, I suppose.
Unlike
but-
in real life, you can't like cut somebody off and try to like mash them into the wall because as soon as their nose hits this like your door, basically you're
Right.
gone.
Yeah.
You
So you
explode.
want to be the nosing in.
Yeah.
There's
There's a real-
to the nosy.
There's a real like, and you do eventually get it, but you have to learn how to check cars basically.
Yeah,
Of,
because I was
like,
going
you
to say, it
kinda,
feels like more than
"Whoa."
that. Like, that feels like the part of car logic I know
Yeah.
is like, yeah, hit them with your nose in their side. But there's kind of like a maybe like sometimes where they veer towards you then, and then you're like, I feel like my nose is hitting you, but I seem to be blowing up. But-
Also,
Yeah,
the
also
net code
it's-
is complete shit. So on their screen, they're probably seeing something totally different than what you're seeing.
maybe, yeah.
So I mean, who knows?
it's a lot of fun. Some of those
It's
maps
super
are
fun.
really
It is very
fun.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do a good job of
It's unique.
like
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They get a lot of mileage out of their. I don't know how many maps they have, but they get a ton of mileage out of like. You play this map in the day, then you play this map in the day in the snow, then you play this map at night. Now this map is foggy, and now there's like a weird laser space battle over this map, and so they do some good stuff with stretching out what they have. I guess the sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to move on. So
I was going to say, I guess the team that made this game has since been pretty much put to bed. Which
Yeah.
is
I think that
super too
happened
bad.
relatively not long after that game released.
Apparently, they put a bunch of maps out for free.
You probably are like,
Which-
well, here, you might as well have these.
Yeah, we were going to charge for these, but yeah, so that sort of sucks. Best game, also most disappointing.
Maybe not best game.
Good game. Good game.
Good game. Good idea.
Contender for best game.
It's on a list. at
Expensive
least.
game that I'm playing for free. on
Very
my
expensive
Xbox.
game,
Yeah.
yes.
The other game that I have cracked into and I'm starting to make some progress in is Monster
Hunter?
Boy,
Hunter.
not Monster Hunter.
World.
Monster Hunter World.
Mon-
You have that game.
That
Might
game
I
came
remind
out
you?
this year?
Yes, it
That's
did.
this year, yeah. That's up.
One might call it the most disappointing game of 2018.
You haven't even played it. You can't say that.
Based on the amount of money I spent on accessories to play with you guys, and one issue with it made everyone like, well, we just don't play this together.
What are you doing tomorrow? We should play Monster Hunter World tomorrow. We should look
playing-
in.
I'm probably playing Monster Boy tomorrow.
We should look in on it. We should figure out maybe it's the best game this year.
No, I played it. Why are you guys saying I didn't play it?
Oh, I don't know. He
He
said you didn't play it. I'm just over here yes-anding. I don't give a fuck about the truth.
What's Monster Boy? That's not that game I really liked from a couple years
That
ago.
is that
I
game
think
you really like.
I think
Wonder
it is
Boy.
in that.
This-
I think that's
this
the
is-
same franchise.
Really?
Yep,
Yeah.
What is Monster Boy?
Yeah.
So-
He's a boy what turns into monsters.
Yeah, it's a very cool 2D side-scrolling adventure game with really good art. It's got crabs that are in really good mood until you hit them, and then they get angry at you.
Fucking crabs.
Yeah. Really good music.
Mm.
Everything I need to keep me going in a side-scrolling adventure game.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a good A-down dick sword that Link does in Super Smash Brothers.
Straight down, or do you got any like float on it as you're?
I think you only have the float on the angle of your jump
And
that
then
you
once
you
you're in
sent
it,
on.
just-
I think you go straight
yeah,
down.
hell yeah.
Look at that. Is that the same thing?
It looks like the exact same thing.
So
is this like a
Is
this
it
like
like
a
a sequel?
Japanese name
Yeah.
different in America thing where like it's Wonder Boy over here but Monster Boy over there?
I'm not sure, but I know you turn into animals, which was
Yeah.
one of the things that you said. It has a really cool like anime style opening that's like a totally different art style than the game.
Yeah.
That is like super. Like when I was watching, I was like, "Oh, this game's gonna be unreal. This is fucking beautiful art." And then it wasn't that art, which was kind of disappointing. But the art's good. You can turn into different animals. Right now, the only animal I have is a pig with an eye patch.
Oh, that's very cool.
Yeah, and he like lifts the eye patch during his idle animation and like looks all around him and then closes it down.
He has two. Wait, does he have an eye under the eye patch?
He does, and it seems to work totally
Oh, it's
functionally.
just for
That's
fashion.
the gag.
That's even
That's
cooler.
the gag.
A necessary eye patch is sad.
I know.
An extra,
Yeah, especially on a
an
pig.
additional eye patch is just cool.
And then you get like magic spells on top of the animals, so you can like shoot fireballs and tornadoes and shit like that. A boomerang.
Is it Metroidvania? Is your pig like getting you through the truffle garden?
It feels maybe a little bit Metroidvania-y in that there are some spots that I'm going by where I'm like, okay, there's clearly like a like an item, like a heart container or something not vital that I could maybe get if I had some different abilities.
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem to be the whole like I'm running in dead ends for progress. It seems to be like, no, you're going to go down here. This is the only way to go. Don't worry about it. Just get your thing. Then you're going to come back to the hub world. Then we're going to send you in a different direction.
Oh, okay.
And then you're going to come back and we'll send you in a different direction. The best part is it's just like tons of personality. Like even when you're the pig, he's got just, like his punch is just like a straight jab. And then if you push duck, he just like lays kind of Burt Reynolds style on the ground. And if you punch while you're laying down, he just keeps doing the straight jab while in the Burt Reynolds pose.
Is it? Are you going like new art, old art? Like
No. It's just the one art style once
Okay.
you're in the game. But like I said, the intro is like a cool, almost Dragon Ball Z-esque looking Japanese animation. So
This is a remake of an old video game, right?
I have
crazy.
no reason to think it is or isn't.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right, I'm gonna look
Oliver
up.
seems to be doing
I'm gonna-
some homework.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a little research on whatever this thing.
I think it
here.
is. It says this game is a sequel to Sega's Wonder Boy, and the Wonder Boy is the game that I was all about a couple years ago.
So this is a
There you
sequel
go.
to the game that you
Last
played a
year.
while ago,
Yeah.
but it's not a remake, is it? It feels like a new game, but I guess any game feels
Monster
like a new
Boy
game.
and the Cursed Kingdom
Yep.
Yeah.
is not a remake. Okay,
Yeah.
it is a new game that is a sequel to.
Crazy.
Yeah,
I
that
guess
is
that
crazy.
that HD remake must have done a whole lot of money for them, and then they just
Decided
made
to
a
put
sequel.
out a sequel.
Well, there you go.
I was not even aware of this, but totally into it.
Do you have a Switch?
I have a PlayStation 4.
Is it on that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love it on my Switch. It's a good Switch game just because it's a good. I like a good cartoony side scroller to take with me on the road.
Yeah.
You should try Wonder Boy.
That's the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah. There
Yeah.
was a little bit of like the intro movie where I was like, it seems to think I know these characters better than I do. So I'm not surprised that it is a sequel.
A Windows version will be released sometime in 2019.
Oh, there you go.
there we go. We can give it Game of the Year twice.
This game will be. Do we have a best looking?
Yeah, I think we do actually.
Okay.
Yeah. Those 5 categories are still floating around.
Okay.
I think we do have a best looking.
This I
Put it
have
on the sheet.
Most.
We'll have it.
yeah. Best looking / best style.
Oh, right,
Ours
okay.
are together.
This has that in spades, and also I can't speak to all the music because I'm not very far. But the first Overworld song that plays, I just fucking listen to it all day.
It's a real banger.
It's real good.
Music category so stacked already this year.
Oh yeah, it's already in there.
Okay, good.
Yeah. It was in there from the moment those first 2 notes hit.
Oberdin's got really good. I was playing the Oberdin. It's got such good music.
I was listening to Oberdin when you pulled up behind me for the podcast today.
Enjoying it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'll
Yeah.
finish it. It is like after I finished the Smash single player kind of thing. I needed
8 years from now.
No, I finished it. I got all.
Oh yeah, I think I
all the
knew
spirits.
that.
Yeah,
I think we
talked
talked about
it on
that
the
last
show.
week. Yeah.
I after that I needed something to play on my Switch when I sit around in the living room.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to get out of my bedroom. So that was the one. Heard good things.
Still chipping away on Subnautica?
A little bit. I've
Yeah.
fallen off a little bit. I think I'm not going to finish it.
Oh, I
Yeah.
finished it. It's got a good end. It ends quite well.
You spoiled something in the thing.
Did I?
Yeah.
What did I spoil on the thing?
You find land.
Yeah.
I thought it was a water
yeah,
planet.
like 2 hours in. Yeah, you do. That's pretty early.
Is it actually pretty early?
Yeah, it's
I
like
played a
super
lot of
early.
that game without finding anything.
I won't say how you find it, but you'll find it and be like, you will literally say, yes.
So I'm gonna. I might. I don't know. I like that game, but I feel like I'm going to buy Hitman 2 very soon, and I'm never going to sit down and decide I would rather play Subnautica than Hitman 2.
That's fair, I suppose.
When I also have the Monster Boy as a kind of palate cleanser as well.
Yeah.
So
I finished Subnautica this week.
I like Subnautica.
So I
I
brought
think
it
it's
up.
neat.
It's very neat.
Yeah.
It's got a good, it has a narrative, which a lot of those games don't. It's kind of a fucking buggy, ridiculous mess on PC to the point where I am knocking it down ranks on the GOTY list because like multiple times in our playthrough there were spots where if we weren't playing on PC and didn't have a console to literally like cheat items back in of like, well, I lost 4 hours of progress one time.
Yeah.
Because we just fell through the world, and that was that.
It runs like absolute hot garbage on my Xbox.
Yeah, it doesn't run the best on PC either. But and we had lots of things where like one we kept having was we're in a big submarine and it would just keep teleporting us above the submarine. We're in water, but the character would behave as though there were no water. So then you fall onto the submarine and take damage, and then teleport back into the submarine, and then it teleports you back up and does like it was just it was a real nightmare. Vehicles, we would leave them and come back, and they would have drifted into walls, and you're like, oh, I spent the first 6 hours of this game building this vehicle, and it just glitched into the wall.
No.
Fuck me. It was bad.
That's so weird because, like, thinking through back to my playthrough and even talking to people who hang out in chat all the time and who have watched both of our playthroughs, like, I had one glitch in the entirety of my playthrough that I remember, and it was when I was using the ground as my item storage.
Yes.
'Cause,
just literally throwing items onto the ground.
Yeah.
And like, oh, these will be fine here.
Because, the items that you throw on the ground in that game don't despawn.
What you find ground?
I mean, like the
seafloor.
seafloor.
Spoilers.
But yeah,
oh,
so
that was the spoiler thing I posted in. Was that the spoiler thing?
No, I told you about it.
Oh,
And you
yeah,
said
you're right,
it wasn't
you're right.
really. Yeah.
Also, I spoiled that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, everyone who reads our Game of the Year list discussion thing.
But yeah, so a couple the very first ion cubes you get in that game,
Okay.
you get like 2 or 3 of them pretty early.
Yeah.
And I was really excited because I was saving them up, and I had already played like 5 or 6 hours previous to the playthrough I did on stream, so I knew what they were for. So as soon as I found the thing that that I needed to use them for, I went back to look for them, and probably wasted like 15 minutes going through all my chests trying to figure out what happened to them. And then somebody had been watching the VOD of the previous week's stream, and like, yeah, they were there 1 minute and then they were gone. They just disappeared.
Great.
But yeah, that one thing was the only thing that happened for me as a glitch, and it wasn't even a very big deal.
It's interesting that I played it a year later almost, and it's
gotten worse.
Quite broken. It might also be, excuse me, you kind of only ever, it seemed like you played for maybe like 2 or 3 hours max.
That's true. Yeah.
I would play for a lot longer, and I noticed that like there are memory leaks all over that thing or something.
So
by the end of like I would have to restart the game every like 4 hours because like, oh, it's just chugging up. I can feel it coming.
That probably had a lot to do with it, because yeah, like if we played for more than 2 hours, it was quite a miracle kind of thing. The only stream, the only time I remember was the last episode we did, when I kept thinking, okay, like we're at the end, I want to finish this up, I want to get on to something else. So like, you keep going, then all of a sudden you realize that, oh, there's a bunch of make work stuff at the very end of the game.
Yeah, that sort of still blows.
Yeah,
they have like the one of the very last things you have to do is you got to go find 5 kind of rare ingredients, 5 ingredients that you probably haven't seen before, and it's laid out in such a it kind of funnels you to them, so you're in like a hub, and it sort of has paths of like, basically you go down one path and you're like, oh, here's an ingredient, awesome, fucking A, there are 4 paths, 4 ingredients, plus this mystery one. I see how this is going. Go down the other path, go down the other path, go down the other path again. There's one ingredient they don't tell you where it is, and it is like a fucking needle in a haystack, where if I didn't look it up or if someone tell me, I would have quit the game. I would have never ever found it. I would have never found it.
Yeah, because it's in one spot.
And it is it's a hidden spot that seems like you maybe shouldn't be there, and like and that very last thing fucking sucks ass. I was lucky enough to have a chat to be like, just go there, just go find it here. I was like, thank you. I would have never known. So it definitely has its issues, but it's very cool.
It is very cool.
Yeah.
I thought so too. I just don't think I got the gas for it.
Yeah,
It is still a survival game, which I have never liked.
Yeah,
This was the Neo of survival games, where it's like
the action.
I put 5 hours into this. That's the most I've ever liked one of these.
if I were gonna ever play it again, I would just turn off that food and water stuff. Like it was never stressful enough that it was like, wow, this is like a system I need to really like worry about. It's not an interesting challenge. It is like just pervasive enough to be super annoying. Of like, we're way the fuck out here doing this thing. Oh, I'm out of food.
Yeah,
great.
Now I have to go all the way back, find some food.
Yeah. So I would totally just turn that stuff off.
And there was never a moment where you're doing something and you're like, oh no, I'm about to starve to death. Because even if you're starving to death, you can just chug med packs and not give a shit.
Eat fish if you want, raw fish.
It seemed to be in there maybe more to encourage you to go back to your house.
Yeah,
every now and
to
then.
have a base kind of thing.
And there are like a lot of the systems in the game are like, here's how you set up your like agriculture. You're gonna grow these plants, and you got a water purifier system that's gonna purify water and all that stuff. But it's not. I'm sure people are into that. Sure. I'm not super into that stuff, but it was very good. It was plus or minus all those game breaking bugs. There's a good story there with like some characters. You meet some folks by the end of that. I quite like it. We can talk about what's the twist?
What's the story?
Well, you find land.
Whoa, hold on.
There has to be land somewhere.
I suppose.
Yeah.
Maybe it didn't have to be. I also did the second elusive target, Hitman 2.
Who was it?
The Revolutionary on Colombia.
How'd you kill him?
Poison in the wine.
Nice.
Yeah. It was good. We almost got it. Almost had it perfect. I did get Silent Assassin. but somebody saw us or something. I ended
What's the
up
one
only
for
a
doing?
4
Is
star.
like Ghost for doing
I
without
thought
getting seen?
I thought Silent Assassin was the tops.
Silent Assassin's like nobody sees you.
Kill the guy.
Yada yada yada. Yada. But there's also I don't even know the mod because like I think if you do it only in your suit is points, and I really don't know too much about how the score modifying works.
Because I know there's one for killing the guy without being seen.
Yeah.
And then there's one for not getting seen by someone who thinks you're suspicious the entire mission.
I'm sure there's one for not using any disguises and all that stuff.
That'd be
But
hard, wouldn't it?
it is, yeah. And like the way we did it was hard. But again, you can kind of go in and like I'm gonna set everything up. And as long as you don't kill him, you can redo as much as you want. So we're gonna see like we were. I knew I had all the pieces. I just needed to clear the room that he was in to poison the wine. And so it was like we were rinsing, repeating of like, okay, what if I shoot my gun at this house? Like, okay, these people come running, and like, okay, we're getting closer. If I move closer and shoot my gun here, okay, these people come running. Like, if I move close, and like, we eventually found a sweet spot where we would clear the room, but not the target. So we trial and error. It was okay. The leaderboards.
way to play that
the
game.
leaderboards seem like total fucking bullshit in a way that super bothers me because I like that you only have one chance, and I like that it gets ranked. Like, how well did I do? And you go on there and look at the best time. It's always 1 second. Oh, this guy did it in 1 second.
Really?
I wonder if he's cheating.
Yeah.
Huh.
At least make it possible.
Yeah, or like 7 seconds. I don't understand it though because it's similar times across PC and console and everything. So I don't know how you do them in 1 second and get a 5-star rating. But
Start with a sniper rifle and aim at the right place.
that would probably only be a 2-star. You'd have to like get him where no one would see him and hide his body, make it look like an axe. It would be like it seems like cheating.
sure
It seems like cheating.
I'm sure if there's a legit way to do it, there's a guide out there. So
Probably. Well, and that's what I think I might do for the next elusive target.
yeah,
Of like, if I want to actually take these leaderboards seriously, I have to learn how to do it in a second.
Why? Like, why would you put having to take the leaderboard seriously ahead of like enjoying that game?
I enjoy the competitive aspect of it. I like because I can get
But
all
like
the
1
elusive
second
targets.
wouldn't be fun.
No.
If it's not cheating, there must be some crazy shit that happens.
That still wouldn't be fun to me.
I like the competitive aspect of the leaderboards. I did the Sean Bean one, and we got him, and I got 0 points, and just sat there with my sniper rifle, and was like, that was kind of no fun. Of like, yeah, we got him. That wasn't very stressful because we did the super low scoring way. I want to get in there. I want to compete. I want to have to.
Well, kind
have
of, but I don't get I don't know why you would like the competitive aspect of the leaderboard when there are 2 second. Like what
I
you
want to
just
know.
started complaining about.
I want to
when you
know
started.
what the best way to do it is, and whatever that way is how I'll do it. As long as it's not cheating,
Interesting.
obviously. As long as it's not unscrupulous.
Yeah.
Which
Yes.
it must be. It must be because like what do you spawn beside him? Like no, you always spawn where you spawn, and there has to be more than 1 second of travel time.
Yeah.
I am 99% sure it's cheating.
maybe there's because each time you get like each time you unlock a new way that you killed someone, like you level up and you get new items, kind of thing.
Yeah, and like new
So maybe there's like a
spots to
super
come in.
end game item that
Oh, maybe
you need in order to.
a homing bullet that you just fire in the air. Boom.
Or a teleporter.
Yeah. I don't know, but yeah, I felt real good when we got it. I'm like, fucking A, 4 stars. Like that wasn't the best, but that was pretty good. Like how did the leaderboards? Oh, I'm in like the bottom, like super duper low because if you ain't doing this fast method, you ain't shit.
Yeah, but you had fun.
Yeah, I did.
You were so pumped
did.
by the 4 stars.
The fun for me was like the only reason I am redoing it over and over is because like I want to nail this. I want to get a good score. That's why I'm like moving 1 step over closer to the house and shooting my gun and resetting and reloading and setting it all up and moving 1 step closer and shooting my gun and resetting.
So that's what you can do? Like, as long as you don't kill the
As
guy?
long as you don't kill him, yeah.
Or get caught or anything?
You can get caught as long as you don't kill him.
Oh.
As far as I know, anyways,
I thought it was
This
just
is-
one...
if he locks down, he might be gone also.
I
But
thought it was
never
just
let
one
that
shot,
happen.
like one chance to do everything. Which is
It's not really as stressful
This
as
is
they make it seem.
a way to play this game that is so outside of my mind space that I can't fathom it. But I think it is really cool that this game has kind of something for everyone.
Yeah.
Because mine is really go in, never restart, and see either how perfect you can do or how silly it got when you didn't do it perfectly.
Sure. And that's like, I don't know. The way I play Hitman now is like do everything 1,000 times. Learn every single loop, learn the map, learn where everybody's going to be, figure out how to manipulate, like where to stick the wheel in the spokes to make all this thing happen.
If you're having fun.
Yeah, that's how I play Hitman. Like I've if I only did the Hitman levels like once or twice or whatever, I would have played like probably 10 hours and just put that game down.
Oh no, I would do it like 20, 50 times. I would never be restarting. I would always be trying to do different stuff.
Oh, I see.
And then it would be like,
Just whatever happens, happens.
yeah, I would never
I
be
gotcha.
dissecting. Like you pick up like, okay, I know where this guy's going to be at this time because I've done this enough times, but I will never be able to tell you if I shoot my gun here, where's everyone going to go?
I'm totally the opposite. I'm like constantly saving, reloading of like, okay, if I wait 2 seconds here and walk around this corner, does this guy see me? And like,
But then isn't like half the fun doing it all in one run?
the elusive target?
Anything.
Or any of them? No,
Yeah.
I think the fun is like getting all the different assassinations and being like super proficient at the levels, and
Yeah, I guess so.
I don't know, because like
But are you proficient at the level, or are you just
The first one I
restarting
super
as
am.
many times?
No, the first one I can tell you where pretty much everybody is at any given point now. I've played Miami so fucking much.
That's the thing. Like the end game, at least for you, has to be you can start one and do one without reloading 100 times.
Oh, totally.
Now,
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I can do Miami blindfolded now.
Sure.
But like it took a long time to get there. Of like, because and like things are so particular in that game too. Of like, if you want to do this one assassination, unless you're just looking up guides, which eventually I kind of did get to, of like, just tell me how to do it. All this redacted shit of like, okay, you gotta interrupt this guy when he's going to the bathroom, and then you gotta go and poison this and there so she's not here, and then you gotta take his hat, and then you're gonna trick him into taking the there's like some of them are like 15 steps deep of like, how the fuck do you figure this stuff out?
You just gotta waste the motherfucker, man.
Save-
Yeah,
save
I want to
load.
make him drink the chili shot. I wanted to make him drink the chili shot. Eventually, we did. It's a good game. Hitman 2 is a very good game.
Good.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Lauren just picked that one up.
I'm sort of underwhelmed with the elusive targets, to be honest. The combination.
Sean
of,
Bean.
Yeah, I should have went and talked to him. I should have went up and like had him spit dialogue
Have
in my
you-
face.
Yeah.
Did you try that ghost mode?
Yeah.
Is that any cool? Is that any good?
It's cool. It's in beta, so it's only on the Miami level, which lucky for me is the one I know.
No.
It's pretty cool. It reminds me a lot of like early Assassin's Creed multiplayer in a way. You're sort of.
So how does it go?
That's maybe a bad analogy.
You both have the same target, and you both sort of exist in the same world, except you're not actually. You're
both
not actually.
You both exist in your own world, so you can't influence each other's worlds. You'll have the same target,
Right. Yeah.
and you have like ghost coins and ghost items that will affect your ghost, the opponent. It's fine.
Is there more ghost stuff than just the coins?
I don't know.
I feel like
don't
it might
know.
just be the
I think it
coins.
might just be the coins. Yeah. It's fine, but I don't know. I'm not super crazy about it. The games can go forever. Like baseball, you can play it forever if you want.
That's in beta.
Yeah.
See what they come up
it is
with.
in beta, so it's a cool first way. You try that sniper mode? You have Hitman 2, right?
I do have Hitman 2.
Yeah.
I've only tried like the first story mode
Oh.
part, and
You
then
should
I
get-
got
should-
Red Dead.
Getting there for that elusive target. I think you only got maybe a day or two left.
That's okay. I'm not good enough
He's
to even try that.
easy. Just shoot him. Just get him. All you gotta do is get him. He's
Yeah,
never
it's
gonna.
just
2 seconds.
1 second.
Yeah.
He will. They usually run him again. So if you miss your attempt,
Sure.
you usually get another one.
Yeah. The sniper mode, you talked about the sniper mode briefly.
Yeah.
That seems cool.
Nah, it's
No?
You should try it.
Sure.
You should try it. Every time I've played with somebody, it has been like they just run the game in a way that like I think I know what you're supposed to do in the sniper mode. I think you just snipe guys, but usually I don't do any sniping. I just let my buddy handle it.
Fair.
I'm the spotter.
Yeah,
Right.
sit there and
Yes.
collect your points.
I call him foreman.
Supervisor. That's all I played. Anybody do anything else they want to bring up here? First half?
I played a game.
What'd you play?
Oh.
Didn't we already? Oh, I didn't mean to
No.
skip you. I'm sorry.
No, I mean we were talking about Subnautica, and then it all is just the flow of the show.
Flow
man.
the show,
Flow of the
yeah,
show.
that's right.
The way she goes. I gotta give a shout out to our boy Daryl.
Our boy.
Yeah, good brother. Had an extra code of God of War.
Oh God!
Host.
The only way to get you
And,
to play it.
Yeah, the only way to get me to play it.
Really?
Yeah, he gave that to me, so big thanks to that.
Nice.
And yeah, I am, I don't know, 2 hours, hour and a half, 2 hours in. Started going up the mountain with Boy.
Okay, yeah, you're making progress.
Had had some weird tattooed guy show up to my house and start a fight for no fucking reason.
Yeah, that guy's
I mean, he has a reason.
seems like he's drunk.
I don't know about that.
Seems like he's drunk, probably just a little
Somebody
slow.
who I haven't played any of the God of War games, so I don't know how much of this stuff is like
Nope, nothing.
in lore that I should know.
I mean, the only thing that you could infer from where you are is that Kratos obviously has a past from the 3 games, which is why this tattooed guy is saying, I know who you are.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, he is literally called the stranger when you meet
Yeah.
him. Like
Yeah.
you're not
You're not
supposed
supposed
to
to
know
know
who he
much
is.
about
Yeah. But I started on the default difficulty, the balanced challenge or whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy.
Got to the first boss fight, died like 5
That's
times.
that's the hardest fight in the game.
And then I'm like, well, fuck this.
Yeah.
Going down to story mode.
Hey, there's no shame in that.
Yeah.
No, I don't care.
Story's the best part.
I played Witcher 3 on the easiest difficulty and felt totally fine with it. So,
Different folks enjoy different things.
yeah.
There is a.
I
there-
hate that combat style.
Oh,
Hate
once
that combat
once
style.
you
There's a lot
get
of it.
there's a lot of nuance in it. In like it's like 2 Dark Souls games stacked on top of each other.
And I know, Oliver, you kind of said the same thing. Like, there will be that moment where it finally clicks. Like, because I think you commented that happened to you.
No,
No.
these guys said that
It
there's a
happened.
moment.
Oh.
that-
It was
that
not at the
clicks.
beginning. At the beginning, I did not like that combat, and then it has a moment where, for me, it was like I got the right skills that I wanted to kind of control the
Yeah.
crowds and everything, where I was just like, oh, I get this now. Now I can do these big fights without taking too much damage.
Yeah.
And-
Eventually, you kind of just like the thing over your head in Spider-Man. You're like, oh, there's an arrow behind me. I gotta turn around. Whoosh, and like it kind of you get the muscle memory eventually.
where your fingers just do it without you
But
thinking.
like Red Dead, it doesn't play like any other video game. So
Like-
everybody
oh,
hates the
yeah.
controls.
Every time I start a fight, I like press X, I press square, I press circle. I'm like, why aren't any of these buttons doing anything?
Yeah.
Gotta hold the hand out and fucking wait for it. Call the axe back before you get to do your attacks. So fun.
But yeah, it's like it's gonna take a lot of retraining my brain to figure out how to fight in this combat style.
I
Yeah.
was flipping back and forth between God of War my second time I played through it and Dead Cells.
Oh, good.
And holy fuck, every time I switched from one game to the other, it was just like 40 times in a row. I'd hit the wrong button and then hit the right one. I'd be like, oh right, that's right. And then like 1 second later, someone would come back and I'd go back and hit the wrong button again.
You're like walking in the hallway and bang my head to reset it.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with like Nintendo playing Smash and going to anything else. Is like I constantly use the wrong confirm button all the time because it's opposite on
Yeah.
Nintendo.
Yeah.
The Xbox like fucking ah.
Yeah, even playing
That's annoying.
Monster Boy, I'm
Super annoying.
not hitting A. I'm hitting the bottom button, and it keeps backing me out of menus that I'm trying to select my way through.
That's the thing with Red Dead as well. Like fucking that map is annoying to get to.
Oh yeah, and
Holy.
Use the app. Use the app.
different buttons
Oh,
to
yeah, I
pick up
forgot about
different
that.
things.
That's
That's stupid.
dumb.
Yeah,
Very dumb.
that's very.
like
Wait, the map is hard to get to?
yeah, because you have to press options and then press X to go into the map instead
Pro
of
tip, if you hold on options, it goes straight to the map.
that. Fucking right.
That is a pro tip.
I don't think
I
I
don't know
knew
if
that.
I knew that one.
And then canceling out. I
You
don't.
just press it, but you just press start or whatever, and it'll take you right back.
Oh, okay, because I was using circle, then it would back me out to the pause menu,
Yeah.
and then I think I would be galloping, then I X back into the map, and then I keep on Xing, and then I delete my waypoint, and I'm like,
Well,
All the different D-pad arrows like do something different if you hold them or tap them, and there's 3 radial menus
Yeah.
that you have to navigate,
Yeah.
and like, there's a
Yeah.
lot of stuff where it's like, this is someone. You just giving this to someone to play it for a little while, and they
don't listen to him. Don't listen to him. It's the greatest
No,
game ever
it's-
made.
and then I'm like trying to like talk to this person or to like at least focus on a person. All of a sudden I'm holding like
No,
sticking
oh,
my
yeah.
gun at him. I'm like, I didn't
the
mean
West. You know,
that.
that's the it changes in the drop of a hat.
Yeah, accidentally threatening people, accidentally punching horses.
Oh, I
accidentally-
punched a horse. That
Yeah,
was
that's-
shocking.
That's really funny. Is there anything that we think Kevin needs to know about the original trilogy that would like?
I don't think so.
No?
Not really.
There's nothing that I could say right now that wouldn't spoil
You
it.
know, like what
From-
original Kratos looks. That's the thing too. Is like, yeah, there's
You can't,
one
you
thing,
can't say
but
the thing that I think you should know
Yeah.
without you immediately hearing what I say and being like, oh, I know what happens in this game.
Yeah, it's
Well,
true.
I know,
You
like
kinda get
I
it.
literally watched bits and pieces of Matt's playthrough of it. So
Oh, okay.
like I saw the boss fight at the end of the game.
Okay.
I saw the post credit cutscene where the big reveal happens.
Okay.
But I mean, like none of that's.
That's not what I'm worried about, though. It's fine.
I mean,
No,
who
the
cares
thing,
about the story?
yeah, well, it is a direct tie to the first game, but they in a very wrestling-like fashion fucking hit you over the head with it 1,000 times just in case you don't get it.
You have a very close relationship with Athena, of Greek mythology from the original trilogy, and Zeus is your father.
You pretty much know all
Yeah.
you need. Yeah,
Yeah.
Athena was like puppet mastering you in the first trilogy.
Yeah, she betrayed you.
So
it's-
who's my mother?
Some mortal lady, wasn't
Just
it?
some mortal hussy?
Yeah.
Well, we could go into that.
Yeah,
Tune into our God of War spoiler cast where we did go into that. She's not just immortal, but she's
just
not
some
important in the grand
street
scheme
rat.
of things.
Yeah.
I
But
don't
yeah, like-
buy that.
The combat on easy is still
Too hard.
tolerable. It's not. No, it's not that it's not hard at all, which is great. But I hate the camera. The camera is very very
It's
annoying.
so close to you.
Yeah,
Is it-
I mean
yeah.
it's going to be one of those things that I'll just have to get used to. But the dialogue so far has been on point.
Yeah.
So
It's
Good
very,
voice
very,
acting.
very good, like, kind of unsure dad. Kratos, so Kratos and
Kratos
Boy,
is not an unsure father. He is
Oh.
an abusive father. He is
Just a mean,
he's just a
spirited
big
man.
shitbag.
It's true. Kratos and Boy have, like, from what I gathered, basically not interacted until the start of this game.
Yeah,
Mom dies,
that's kinda
and then
what
it's
it
time for
seems
dad
like.
to come home and take the kid, basically.
Yeah.
So it's like
And the kid kind of idolizes you. Like, he wants
a
to be
little
tough
bit,
like
yeah.
dad.
He calls you sir, which I think is kind of fun.
The first time he called me sir, I'm like, that's how you know you're a bad father. If you make your kid call you sir.
Oh, you're teaching him all sorts of good things. How to hunt deer, not chase deer.
Yeah. No, I mean
He's a good boy.
I'm the only thing that's gonna pull me through that game is gonna be the story. So
Yeah.
if I fall off on the story, then
rock
that's
solid.
gonna be it.
Story's very good.
I think the story
Story's
is
very good.
Yes, one of the best of the year.
Well, we'll see.
If it helps you at all, I think every person who has ever played that game has said that first Draugr fight is one of the hardest parts of the game.
Yes. Let me tell you about that thing on the hardest difficulty in New Game Plus. Holy fuck. Died on that first fight more than anything else.
As a man who sat down and watched Warren when he had his first moments in that game, I was like, don't get hung up on this fight. I swear the game gets easier.
Eventually, Boy will get better and is like a very useful part of your combat.
Yeah.
he kind of sucks when he starts.
Slinging
but,
arrows, yeah.
yeah, you level him up.
Slinging arrows is fun.
Yeah, I hope you're enjoying it. I look forward to
Yeah.
hearing your final thoughts.
I'm actually really glad that you got your hands on that.
Yeah, I am too.
It was a bold move for a man sending you a code for a game that you might not ever play.
Shout out to Daryl. Daryl, right?
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. No, I offered to because he threw it out in our Discord that if people wanted cheap games, I said yeah.
Whoa,
might be
this
interested.
man has more cheap games? Maybe I'll talk with
He
him
also
about some-
had
Is he knocking over a truck? or?
that other one you were telling me to play. That
Digital truck.
Detroit.
maybe that isn't the one.
Detroit.
Yeah, get Detroit,
Oh,
I
too.
don't
man.
remember.
Detroit's
There was
good.
another one, but him has scooped that one up apparently.
Him.
Yeah.
Good for her. That's
Yeah.
a fun game.
Good for Daryl. Thanks for giving away those games in our Discord. You should join our Discord. Do you know if you go to... Do you guys use bit.ly links? How do people say bit.ly in the real
Bitly.
world? Bit.ly?
I always.
Okay.
I
Anyways,
don't say it often,
anyways,
but
you go
that's
to
how I read it.
bit.ly/TR Discord, all lowercase. Take you right to our friendly little Discord, where apparently free games are falling from the sky. So please come join us. Let's go for a break if no one else has anything they want to bring up here, and we'll come back to some news. I got a brand new segment I am excited to debut here on this last podcast of the year, and we're gonna have a look back at some of our games of the year past. All that and so much more after this musical break. Oh, you ruined my after this musical break!
I'm sorry.
I'm doing a mission early in that game where I talk to, I guess, an old girlfriend and his brother. Or her
Mary.
brother. Yeah, her
Yeah.
brother is joining a cult.
Yep. The Chalthi something with
Turtles.
the CH.
Yeah, they have
Turtles.
turtles on
Yeah.
their tunics. And then I'm chasing him on a horse, but I can't catch him.
You could try and shoot his horse if you think he'll survive the fall.
Is that how I'm supposed to do
I
it?
think I caught him.
You catch him eventually. You chase him for like
I think
there should be like
he's thinking you
dialogue
of
happening.
place. Like, it is not a,
Yeah.
I need to push this faster. It is you need to keep up with him until he gets to the
My
place
horse like gives up on me.
Don't ride your horse so hard. He'll never lose you. Like it's a fake chase. It's like just follow him to the spot where this cutscene is gonna happen.
Oh man.
But yeah, just don't like ride your like your
'Cause
horse.
I thought I was supposed to.
Your
catch
horse
up to
like
him.
just bucks you
I
off.
think that happened to
So you're
me
just like,
at-
da,
I think
da,
that happened
da.
to me the first time where I was like, I just can't fucking catch this guy. And every time I get close, he gets far away. And then I got to the point where it's like, oh no, I'm just chasing him for the sake of
Okay,
chasing him.
good. Because I thought I would just have to like keep upgrading my horse. I thought this was a thing that like, hey, if you can't catch him, you should fucking feed your horse some tonics or
It's like
train your horse a little bit better.
50-50 for shooting the horse, and it actually sometimes you shoot them, sometimes they go under the horse and die, sometimes it's fine.
But it's taken me somewhere.
Is this? Yeah, it's just taking you to where the conclusion of that mission happens.
Okay, good.
Did you learn about the Deadeye yet? Not the murkier ones, but the draw, like the dual draw.
I've done some duels.
You've done some of that. Okay.
I didn't understand that.
It
I had to
fucking
look it up.
sucks, Oliver. It's a very unintuitive.
It is, yeah. Because I'm up on. I've done like 3 of them or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm up on a train, and it says, "Hey, hold it down." It gives you more time to shoot it. But this guy fucking just.
Yeah, so it's like you want to first of all you want to be quick on starting to squeeze.
Yeah.
Because that's what it kind of slows everything down.
Yeah.
And then I think you want to pull it all the way till the end.
And then that'll.
And then once that's when it
That'll go
snaps
into your
back
Deadeye.
to yeah. And so then you need to unpull it and then pull it again to shoot.
Yeah. But then, like, your opponent is, like, going through some stuff. And if he gets into his point where he's going to do it,
Yeah.
then it just speeds up. Like,
Yeah,
it's your
exactly.
timing
It's
versus
like you
his
need
timing.
to kind of beat him.
Yeah.
You're almost like pulling it down as much as you can without running out of time. So
Yeah.
he just shoots you, but there's really no indication of when he's going to draw.
Yeah.
It's a bad system.
Yeah. Because I had to do them, like, a bunch of times. And I lucked through, like, 2 of them. And then this one on the train was just like, this guy's shooting me 100% of the time. How is he so fast?
There was a super fitting moment in one of the side questions I did during the epilogue of that game, so I knew I was like done it. Where it took me like 4 times to do it the way I wanted to do it, and I was like, good, this game is past credits, and I still don't know how to do this dual system
Yeah, it's
very well.
tough. There's an extra full pull of the right trigger that is very
That seems like
counterintuitive.
such a cool system, too. Like, duels.
In the
like,
first
gun
game, it
duels?
seemed
It made a lot more sense in the first game. You're like
Yeah.
slowly lowering your hand, and yeah, it's not great.
they're not.
You're gonna
every
have
mission,
you're gonna
though,
have
so.
another one of those right away.
And more guns unlock.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah,
You'll find them.
there's
You'll find them
lots.
in
Like
the
more-
story missions.
more types of guns.
They'll be
and
like-
more,
You'll get a lot. They'll be like, here, will you cover us? Here's a sniper rifle type of shit.
and then you
I'm
can go
not
to the
worried.
store.
I just want, like, better revolvers and stuff.
As soon as I got the volcanic revolver, it becomes available. Volcanic pistol.
Pistol, yeah,
Volcanic
not
pistol.
a revolver.
I got 2 of them, and I never used any other handguns in the game.
Revolver all the way.
The gunslingers will drop unique weapons also.
They're
Yeah, we
not
started
even
that.
good.
No, they're not.
None of the guns are like that much better than any of the other guns.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't get too. Go find one that looks good,
Yeah.
and it's not going to make a
I'm just
difference.
waiting for that 2-action army or the double action.
Don't forget to clean them.
Colt.
Otherwise,
Colt 45.
literally nothing happens.
The gunsmith will be like, "Oh, I hate to see
Yeah,
a gun
well,
in that sort of condition."
That's
You know,
that's
oh
literally
no!
that's literally the worst part. Worse than the almost insignificant stat decreases. The
They should have
gunsmith
made it.
yelling
They
at
should have
you.
made it misfire on you. There should be a cutscene where it like tracks your gun cleanliness the entire game, and if it's too low, it misfires, and that something happens.
Blows off.
Dutch
your
gets
hand.
away. Yeah, blows off your hand.
I think those are my only questions.
Hey, the
Right
chat's
now.
open whenever you need it.
I know.
Hot takes. More hot takes than that Red Dead thing, or it's gonna disappear.
No, give me until February.
Hot take a day. I don't like dead channels in the Discord.
I get that.
I think we have some that we could probably archive in there. Feels like we only use like 3 of those.
He was about
In-
to shut
in the
down.
Discord.
Oh,
Right,
sorry,
not
not in the
Slack,
Discord.
in the Discord,
In the Slack.
The Slack, I don't give a fuck.
Oh,
Y'all,
really?
y'all can see dead channels. Dead channels in the Slack.
I don't use the Discord.
I know. It's more for the community.
fun one.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'll ask you after the show. But
Maybe
write
I'll
it down.
start.
But yeah, like sometimes I won't look at it in a day, and then I
Yes.
go back, and there's just a shit ton of messages. I'm like,
Yep. You can just jump to the bottom.
Um,
I know.
is what
I
usually
need
do.
to get over that. I have this weird thing.
And Eads venturing.
I have this weird thing as far as like the Slack channels and like group messages and even like Instagram where I have to fucking see it right through to the, like from the top to the very bottom again. I'm like, fuck.
And then it's something important.
It's bad on Instagram.
Yeah.
Because I'll leave that for days. And then
I
I'm
don't
like,
get enough.
fuck.
Oh, I see. Even just checking the pictures.
Yeah.
I see.
Should try to not have that info. That's a bad way to live.
I know. And even then, like, I'm just thumbing through
Unhealthy
them, and
way
I
to
don't really
live.
fucking care. I just want to see. I just want to see that last picture.
I just want to clear that notification off.
Yeah, it's dumb.
I really hate Discord, like my Star Wars guild chat in Discord, because there's so many fucking notifications and hey, you should look at this thing. I'm like, fuck off. Tell me I have to be in Discord. You don't tell me I have to contribute to Discord.
Our Discord does only
rules, man.
notification is when the stream goes live.
Which is the way to do it.
Yeah, I agree because I find that stuff super annoying. And you can even turn that off if that's too much. You can turn them all off if you want. You have the power, Kevin. You, the user, have the power.
I don't know if I believe you.
You got the strength. You guys ever play the Black Knight? You got the power. Is that the Black Knight, the pinball machine?
What is that?
It's a pinball
Don't know.
table. No?
Nope.
No?
Guns N' Roses, Terminator 2.
Star Trek
Yeah,
Next
Terminator
Generation.
2, yeah. That one was dope.
Used to have a TNG one at the Red Robins on White.
Did
Whatever
that
that
have,
one
like,
we worked at was. White Mud.
A phaser?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I ever actually played it. I always walked past it. I was like, hey, it's this Picard. That's fun. It was like a shitty little dingy. It was like a Super Mario Bros. Cabinet. And like, who the fuck is going to pay $1 to play Super Mario Brothers today? No one. And then this,
Like the POW game?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Let's come back talk about some news. The BioWare doctors, one Ray Mizuka and Greg. Nobody knows what's Greg's last name.
Ray Mizuka, Greg. Greg.
Starts with the K. I'll look it up.
Chris,
I'll look it up. Right? You should know it.
I feel like this might have been an interesting
Mizuka.
little tidbit of information to actually put in the news story.
Greg.
I did this on purpose because Greg was never around.
No, he's off like.
It's
Drinking-
Greg Zeschuk.
that's true.
Not even-
Which one's the
not even-
brewery guy now?
That's Greg.
That's it. Yeah, because he was off making breweries or drinking
I don't know.
craft beer.
I don't know if I don't think he was even a part of BioWare when you and I worked there. I think that might have been post Greg, but still Ray.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Anyways.
I don't know.
The BioWare doctors, Ray and Greg, they have been awarded the Order of Canada.
Yay!
Yes.
What's the Order of Canada?
So glad you asked. Why, it is an award that was established in 1967, for outstanding achievement, dedication to the community, and service to the nation. Yeah.
That's something.
Yeah. I brought it up because we worked at BioWare, and I played poker with Ray Mizuka a few times,
Yeah, I mean,
and that's about it.
More of a name drop than
Yeah, a
anything.
little bit.
Yeah.
Well, it is a big deal for them. Here's the write up. They were awarded this for their revolutionary contributions to the video game industry as a developer and co-founder of an internationally renowned studio. Yeah.
that's pretty lofty for them. I
Sure.
mean, they were doctors, so I mean,
Yeah. I mean,
they were saving
Yeah,
lives
yeah.
or whatever they were
I don't
doing.
know. It's okay. I'm gonna be that guy.
They weren't foot doctors. I think they were actually
They
medical doctors.
saved more
but I don't-
lives
well, they
as
were-
video gamesmen than they ever did as doctors.
They were medical doctors. Yes. It's
But they didn't get their Canadian.
the Order of Canada is specifically for founding BioWare. For founding the
Oh.
video game company in 1995.
Oh,
BioWare. Yeah, not for them being doctors, which is
We don't
why-
even know if they're good doctors.
It's sort of why I brought it up of like you made Mass Effect was very good and a critical success. People like Baldur's Gate also. I get like
So the
here's
Dragon Age 1.
everybody else who has ever got the Order of Canada award is probably just like, what the like we should look up who else it is.
I was going to say,
wonder.
there
No,
might
yeah,
be
one
some,
trust me,
when you
there
put it
might
that
be some
way.
bad ones.
We should
There's
look
a
up who
lot
it
of
is.
misses on that list. I can
Is this a
guarantee
miss?
you that.
Like, this
I don't
is-
know. I'd seem like, isn't this like, you saved an orphanage? Here's the
No,
Order
I
of
don't
Canada.
think so. I
Yeah.
think it's like
Terry Fox.
You fucking
Yes,
hated
exactly.
Post missed this
No,
lead.
well, like Terry Fox, I'm sure has the Order of Canada.
I
but
bet you Drake has an Order of Canada.
Oh,
Drake
No.
probably has an Order of Canada.
Let's find out.
I feel like the Order of Canada is just like, oh, you made a contribution within Canada that got big everywhere else.
You pretty much can just nominate someone, and then they look into it and like, yeah, this person probably deserves one. Sure.
You should nominate Matt. Podcast.
Yeah, there you go.
There are apparently
Hundreds. Oh, yeah.
thousands.
Yeah, there's
thousands.
lots. There's lots.
There are thousands of pages of people in the Order
Well,
of
there you
Canada.
go, Matt. You could get one.
I
Let's
probably
nominate
could.
him.
I probably could. I
I
don't.
bet you're not the worst person up there.
There's like guitarists,
Drake's
and
up there.
physicians, singers, architects, authors, composers.
Yeah, like,
okay,
it's
okay,
fine.
okay.
It's totally fine
Okay.
that the doctors are
I didn't
wrong.
realize. I don't know. I'm like, oh, I've never heard of the Order of Canada. That must be like they must only bring that out for the big deals, the special occasions.
There's like hundreds of them.
Yeah,
a year
apparently
that get-
everybody. Apparently, just
Sounds
live
good,
live
though.
It's
long
not
enough.
like you have to fit them all in a room or anything.
Live long enough in Canada, and you'll probably eventually get one.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's still very cool, though. Good for them. I work there. And Oliver contributed to this Order of Canada.
We did. Excellent.
Yes, we own a tiny piece of this glory.
Yeah.
I wonder if he mentioned you guys in his speech.
Speech, yeah. Go find that trophy and carve off like 1/10,000th
Yeah.
of it. And just be like, this is
mine.
mine.
This is mine, doctor.
Blizzard, so if you remember, I don't know when this happened. They got bought up by Activision years and years and years ago. Maybe not that many years ago. A few
Let's
years
say
ago
years
now.
and years ago.
Yeah. There have been stories, kind of rumors floating around. We don't really do rumors here, so we haven't ran any of them. But anyways, Blizzard, apparently as a direct result of Activision's influence, has been cutting costs, doing anything they can to cut costs, basically. Anecdotally, it very much sounds like, and this is, I'm sure, not as cut and dried as it is, but it very, very much sounds like here's Blizzard, the video game company, who's like, oh, we're games first, people first. We do what we want. We don't care about the profit, but our games are successful and we make billions of dollars. And then there's Activision, who's like, we need more money. Charge more for Destiny. Or make it free, actually. And, like, do all this stuff. And we now have an expose, which this came off Kotaku. Apparently, Blizzard is running a buyout scheme, which and they refer to scheme meaning not like something devious. Scheme is just, I guess, the word they used to refer to this.
Strategy.
Yes, exactly. It's called Career Crossroads. It is it offers severance packages to anyone who willingly leaves the company, which is kind of a weird thing.
That's all right.
No,
It does. It
happens
does,
at
yeah.
where I work often.
Yeah, because
Does it?
there's a lot of people that are just fucking jaded with
So
it.
you
Like, I wish
you
I
have a
could
thing at your work where anyone can go sign up
It's
and
not.
say,
It's
I
not.
quit.
It's
I
not a
want my
program
severance.
like this where it is like an open standing invitation.
Mm-hmm.
It is like every year when it comes time for budget cuts, there are often many people who are voluntarily taking. They are going to the office and be like, hey, I understand you probably have a lot of packages to hand out. I would like one.
Yes.
Save you from cutting someone
Yeah.
on the staff who doesn't want to get cut.
I think this is a little. Well, let me read through
It
it
is
here, and we'll
definitely
see
a
if this is a
little
little
bit
bit different.
different,
Because this actually sounds a little bit sinister. So initially, it was only open.
It's a scheme.
It is a scheme. It actually, yes, is. It was only open to customer service reps with 5+ years of experience, whatever. Now they've expanded to include QA and IT, which are the most disposable people in a team of developers. You go, they're all contract workers.
Mm-hmm.
None of them get benefits. As soon as the project's done, you fire them.
Fuck them.
Exactly. Apparently, over 100. So they've expanded this program recently in an effort to cut costs any way they can. They just need to get staff out, basically, in a way that I pulled the quote. Over the course of the last year, Blizzard has been trying very actively to find creative ways to cut costs that won't draw negative press attention, which is exactly what they're trying to do. Apparently, over 100 employees in their Cork, Ireland office have accepted the buyout, and it has been offered. This is the sinister part: is it's been offered several times over the last year, and every time it's offered, the buyout keeps increasing. So they are very much putting pressure on people to like, hey, maybe you should quit and take the severance package.
Sure, but
maybe you're gonna
but-
get fired, and maybe this
they
thing is
haven't
all
fired
collapsing.
anyone.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Because as soon as they do, that's big
this
negative.
actually sounds way better than my work, where
big negative press.
Yeah,
they're
no, this
offering
is-
more money.
This is a great deal.
Yeah, this sounds pretty.
Especially
good.
if they're opening it to like QA and, like you say, people who don't have any long-term interest in the company, like the company doesn't care about these people, like you say, for them to go ahead and open it up to people like this is actually a pretty impressive move.
It is a lot better than just closing down a studio and being like, well, see you guys.
This, to me, reads, and I'm no expert in this, but it reads more, not that Blizzard is, certainly not that Blizzard is in financial trouble, but that they are worried about one specific expenses line in one specific department where they are like, we need this number, we need to pay less people. We need to get less people on the books. It's not that we don't have money to take care of them. It's that we need less people on the books for some reason or another.
The way, like, reading between the lines, everything, the thing I get out of this is Activision is ringing them for more money. Activision wants more out of Blizzard. How do you do that? You cut costs. How do you do that without super negative press attention? You offer programs like this. You don't just fire everybody.
Right.
So we'll see what happens. But there's been a lot.
For people who hate the media,
like Napa.
This is why the media is good. Because now people are getting what they deserve.
Exactly.
Because the press won't rake them over the coals for it.
Totally.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Napa.
Yeah, we'll see.
See you in another dimension.
So a Dragon Ball Z reference. We'll see how this like Blizzard cost cutting continues into the new year. There have been tons of reports of this. This is kind of the first like physical, concrete, maybe piece of evidence to like, yeah, they are really looking to nip and tuck everywhere they can. So we'll see what happens in the new year. It's interesting. It's very interesting in the year where Telltale Games closed like that and nobody got severance.
Yeah, and that's kind of goes in part and part with what I was saying, where I certainly don't think this is a Blizzard is hurting kind of thing. This is a someone above Blizzard is like, we would like you to have less bodies on the books in 2019.
It's Mr. Activision, if you believe the anecdotes. Yeah, Jim Activision. I wonder if that Telltale thing didn't happen this year and blow up like it did. I wonder if.
That was my next question.
If this would have even happened, if they would have, or if they would have just been like, "We're just gonna shutter our studios because that's what we do."
I'm just wondering if they're like, "Fucking, we can't have this." Like,
I don't know about
we have
that,
to spin this a little bit more positively.
Even in the story here, it says they offered this several times in the last year. So, like
this
has probably been going on since way before the Telltale thing.
I get it. Oh, that's a good point. Actually, that's a very good point. So. The several times in the year part to me feels like pressure.
But
pressure,
I don't know.
Pressure I wouldn't if I were working and wherever and a program like this, which was like it used to exist in this one department and now it's expanded to your department, and every month or whatever they're like, hey, you should take that buyout. The number's up to this much.
And
now it's up to this much. You should take it.
It's very much the communication side of it, because I don't know if they're going up to individual people and saying, hey, your buyout is now this much, or if they're saying, hey, the people who want to leave, this is the amount now. So feel free to stop by.
But also, like, as workers, if our boss is saying, like, hey, you should probably take this, the writing's on the wall. They're like,
totally.
Hey, we better get this at some point, or else they're just going to fire us and we're going to be shit out of luck.
Is anyone's boss saying that, though? Like, is anyone... Like, do we have anyone
probably not
to think that these people are actually like, well, if I don't take it now, they're probably shuttering the whole thing anyway. I don't want to be an idiot.
I truly don't think you offer this unless you are... Like, Blizzard is not in the business of charity. I don't think... Unless you are shuttering studios and you don't want to have another Telltale situation on your hands.
I'm speaking as someone who is in a... Like, there's a similar but different thing going on where I work, where it is very much like... I don't really go into... It's different for me because I'm very low on the totem pole, but there's a lot of people at our station who, when layoffs come, they know they're fine.
Yeah.
Right? These layoffs are for specific people with, like, big money salaries usually, or positions that are no longer relevant in the news. And those are the people that they're being like, often, hey, do you want this package? And...
But what if they just offered it to you all of a sudden? What if they're just like, Brando, we got a package for you?
Then I could say no.
Right, and what if every month, though, that package kept... Wouldn't you start to be like, am I getting fired?
If they're coming to me?
Yes.
Specifically?
The quote I pulled from the story on Kotaku says offered several times over the month. Like,
I think what I'm thinking of, are they offering it to the same guy being like, here's your package now, here's your package now.
Totally. If the total is increasing.
Or are they offering it as a standing offer to the company, not targeting... specific people, offering it to a whole department of many people.
But this thing is like just expanded. This thing is being offered to you in the sense that like you didn't even have this option before. This thing is just coming to cameramen didn't have this package.
Right.
Now cameramen do. We've expanded it to cameramen.
Sure. But I don't like it's implying that if you didn't take your package, eventually the whole department was going to be gone. I think they were just trying to get down to a number.
Oh, I think that the Ireland, the Cork Ireland office will not exist this time next year in Blizzard is what I'm gathering. They're closing studios. They must be.
Then I think everyone takes the package.
Because if you're laying people off, you don't need to pay severance, right? So you would just keep laying off your QA and your IT like you've been doing for the last 20 years.
I guess maybe part of this is unionized. I cannot get laid off without getting a severance.
The video game devs do not have a union currently. Right. They are
could
starting,
be part of their contract or whatever. I don't know.
It also could have something to do with Ireland
not.
labor laws. Maybe it's something about because it's in Ireland.
It could. I think the Ireland part is specifically the people they were talking to are from Ireland. We'll run more as this story develops. We'll get more info out of the holidays.
What you're implying is that you think everyone who's getting offered a package is going to be gone anyway.
Yes.
Why don't they just take the package now?
Why don't they take the package now?
Yeah. Why didn't they take the package the first time it was offered before they knew if it was going to get bigger?
Because
they know that they might not get anything.
Because it's like it's Monday morning and your boss is like, "Hey, we have this package for you." You're like, "What? Are we closing? I will think about it."
I don't know.
I feel like the people working here know better, and that's why they're not taking the package immediately. Like there has to be.
No, I don't think so. I think it's probably.
Why would you, like if I
was working at BioWare and they offered and layoffs
knew,
were coming and they offered me that package, I would not have taken it. I'm Matt Eads. I'm a good employee. I show up to work on every time. I love my job. Whatever. They're gonna keep me around forever.
But that's what I'm saying is these people have reason to believe that they are staying around forever. They're looking at the same news story we're looking at. We're over here saying, well, they're clearly all gone. They're not taking those packages, which obviously means they're like, well, if I don't take a package, I think I have a good chance to keep moving forward with a job.
Maybe they're not taking the package because this is their career and they can't just quit their job and get their
But they're going to get fired anyway.
Maybe they hope they're not, though, right?
That's what I'm saying.
The dream is always
That's exactly what I'm saying. Is who are we to say like, well, these people are obviously gone when the people who are there are probably like, okay, I can read the room. I'm here. I know that they're probably getting rid of half of us and half of us are going to take this package. And then I'm going to be okay because I would rather stay here.
I suppose it could go either way.
A standard severance package is usually 1 week of pay per year of employment.
Sure. Okay.
So if you've been there for 2 years and they offer you this package, chances are it's not worth taking.
Also, you're making minimum wage because you're a video game developer.
But it is worth taking if, as Matt's implying, they're all going to be gone soon anyway.
Yeah, but you hope you're not, though.
Yeah, but that's
right?
just it, though.
But you're like, we work for
That's
Blizzard.
my exact point.
And like working in the biz, project managers and everyone is very much like, no, the company loves you, respects you, wants you to be here. They don't give a fuck, especially as a disposable QA whatever temp.
So I guess what I'm asking is, what do you think these people should be doing?
There is no good answer here. Take the package,
exactly.
I guess, because the studio will close.
If like we're sitting here being like if they're doing this, if they're going to scuttle the whole studio, I don't think that the company is doing this style of packages. I think when they're doing these packages,
what do you think they do if they're gonna scuttle the studio? Then how do you think they go about it?
I think they have to like reappropriate a lot of the people. They have to move people to different studios. You have to get rid of as many people as will take the packages, but eventually you just have to kind of cut the cord. These guys, they're being like,
but you can't. I don't think you could. I think it is probably more worth I think the bad PR is probably not worth whatever you're paying out in those severance packages.
So you think they're just going to keep going up and up and up until everyone has taken a package?
I think they're going to go to a point and then be like, "This is it."
That's exactly what I said.
See you guys.
Yeah. Then you have to just cut them anyway.
You should have taken it.
We're
out of money.
I feel like as soon as you're offering these packages, it is not like we're firing everyone and we're just going to keep increasing. Like we're going to make the number smaller on the amount of people that we have to put on a press release on who we fire. I think it is basically like, this is the new standard for our employees that we can have. It is not 100 anymore. It is 25. Keep raising until we get to 25. We don't lay anyone off.
Yeah, it's the only reason to do something like this is because you don't want to close the studio. You need to get your budget numbers down so that you can afford to keep the studio open.
And that's why I started by saying I don't think Blizzard is in bad financial shape.
No, of course not.
I think Blizzard is in one category where they say from now on, this studio is a 25-person studio, not a 100-person studio. Offer until we get to 25. And if you are at that studio, you were like, I'll be one of the 25.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm not going to take it.
I hope I am.
Sure.
I don't know.
We had this same kind of thing happened at my company in 2015, 2016 kind of thing. And yeah, it was the same thing. It's like people were being brought into the office, talked to behind closed doors. Some people would be leaving with a check in hand. Some people would go back and continue their work. It's like you don't make these packages in a failing company. You're doing it because you want to keep the doors open.
Oh, but I don't think Blizzard is by any means failing. I think they just are shuttering studios to get their costs down.
Shuttering studios is the sign of a failing company.
No, absolutely not. No,
it's
like
moving
Blizzard,
numbers from one column to another column.
They would like to make more money. They are making money. What if they could make more money?
Yeah, but
what if
ideally
instead of
those-
100 people working on World of War, or what? Let's use tiny numbers because we're using 125. If instead of 100 people working on World of Warcraft, what if we just had 25 people and they all kind of did 4 times as much work?
The nature of capitalism in general, though, is to grow bigger and bigger and bigger. It's never to go smaller.
It is to increase your margins. If that means firing half your staff because that makes you twice as much profit, you fire half your staff to make twice as much profit.
And I agree with that. I think the thing that I'm getting at is if you're like, we're getting rid of all these people eventually, why don't you not do increasing severance? Why don't you have that low severance and be like, it's not negotiable, you're taking it, goodbye.
This is it.
No one can see I'm shrugging.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have all the
You
answers.
do that because some of these people who are not taking the severance are going to be a part of the lower number that they're trying to cut down to.
Yeah,
Does not burn the
we'll
whole
see.
thing to the ground. Otherwise, it would have been like, how about instead of enticing people, we just give them a decent severance, which will look good in a media release and say, hey, sorry, shit happens.
If every single person who gets laid off, so we're saying everyone who leaves the company is going to take this package. No one is.
I'm saying you are laying the people off and giving them severance.
I think that is
this
like
voluntary thing.
I don't know. I have no faith in my employer. Right. I am always very much color me a unionist. I am very much they will fuck you given half a chance.
But they're giving you the package. They're saying, you 100 people, we're closing this studio. Here's your severance.
But I am losing the thread completely. I've completely lost it. I need to move on from this.
That is what they would do if they were closing a studio and wanted it to look good on a press release.
Sure.
If they are doing this, where it's like, well, we'll just keep offering more money until we get to where we need to go. It's because they're trying to hit a number that it's like, hey, we're down to where the boss is happy. These people are staying.
At the
That
same
makes a lot of
time,
sense.
though, like, why wouldn't you just, of the 100 employees, like, the managers know who they want to keep, whether it's like a boys club or like fucking whatever. Like, they know who they want to keep. So why don't they just hand out 75 like checks?
Severance, yeah.
Yeah.
They totally could do that too.
Yeah, it's weird.
But maybe they are trying to be friendly and be like, hey, we'd rather give it to 75 people who, or like 50 people who want it and 25 who don't.
And I get that too. Like, there are people who are not happy or kind of just want to move on, and they'll give them the option. And like you said, like, yeah, okay, I've had enough. I'm gonna move on from this. I'll take that severance so that Kevin doesn't want it.
I've been here for 30 years.
Yeah.
I could do real good on a severance. I'm 50 years old. I could do real good on a severance.
But it's just, to me, it's weird because, like, yeah, you had that whole Telltale situation. Now you have this, which is kind of polar opposites of one another. So it's kind of just us to be cynical about this type of stuff. So, yeah.
I feel like Telltale had no money.
They did not. They did not.
I feel like Blizzard is like, I want this number to be smaller and have less of a payroll. Pay people to just get out of here. We'll be in the red when we pay all these big packages out. And then eventually when the books roll over, then we'll be at a 25-person roster, which is kind of where we want it.
And also, yeah, like, what about the guys on the ground here? Like, what if it comes out like, no, they didn't fucking offer this before?
Sure.
And like,
Maybe they're just lying.
They weren't increasing it. And like, no, the severance sucks.
Yeah.
So,
it went from $2,000 to $2,100.
Hey, it's still an increase.
Yeah, technically an increase. Fighting game tournaments. Dragon Ball FighterZ will be at none of them, apparently, this year. Dragon Ball FighterZ, is, for whatever reason, not showing up at fighting game tournaments.
This one feels like there's something shady.
Yeah,
going
no,
down.
there's definitely some like licensing or something. It was the biggest game at EVO 2018, 2,500 competitors, which is fucking insane. It had like the most the moment of fighting games I have most enjoyed watching ever. Came out of that EVO.
Hype moments.
Hype moment. The most hype moment came out of that. And like the crowd was way into Dragon Ball at EVO in a way that they were screaming with every Super Saiyan transformation. Like they were super into it. It's not going to be EVO this year. It's not going to be EVO 2019 for some reason. DreamHack Atlanta, this was in November. They announced they would be removing the game from the lineup 2 weeks before the tournament started. Didn't give a reason. Literally said, we have no comment. Another fighting game tournament, the Anime Ascension tournament, same thing. Announced they're pulling Dragon Ball FighterZ from their roster again, citing unforeseen circumstances, whatever the fuck that means. And no one really knows.
It's like licensing issues.
Yeah,
maybe.
Must be. Maybe it's like, well, remember the weird Marvel vs. Capcom thing where it was like Marvel didn't want Captain America or whatever. Yeah, didn't want to see, like, you can't show Captain America losing a fight or whatever.
Getting beat up.
So Marvel versus Capcom didn't show up
Marvel,
at any fighting
Disney,
game
sure. Like I see them pulling that jack move because of imaging or whatever. But I mean, like
who's holding their 6 Gokus on this sacred pedestal?
Yeah, like Funimation. I don't even know who does that anymore. And also, it's like their job to get beat up.
It is. I agree. I have no idea.
Every other picture of Goku on the internet is him in tatters and like
lying in the crater with the blood trickling down. Nobody knows.
That is kind of weird because that game's
it's a
hot.
huge mystery.
The game's like
super
still
hot. You would probably call super hot. You would probably call it the biggest fighting game in the world right now.
I think Smash Ultimate has something to say about that.
Smash Ultimate. Also not going to be at EVO 2019.
That's weird.
Yeah,
how come?
I mean, Smash
seems like 2 swings and misses.
Smash is kind of famously like randomly not appeared at fighting game tournaments over the years.
I don't know.
Because Nintendo is
maybe
like
the
a
boys
fucking nightmare to work with.
The boys at Capcom are pulling strings so that Street Fighter comes out on top. Boys at Capcom and Namco
are holding down.
Follow the money.
For and what's Namco's other fighting game? That one
Tekken.
with that weird like 3D. It has Goku.
Like the anime Smash.
Burst Blast.
Force Limit. That's probably right.
Yeah, has like One Punch Man and Goku.
Yeah. Does it have One Punch Man?
Yeah.
It does.
Oh, I'm so in. Fucking Saitama's in there. I'm in.
Weirdos. Piccolo made the cut.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Really, Piccolo.
I would say he was Krillin.
Okay.
I think
Thank God.
Piccolo is who I would say is the lowest down the Dragon Ball Z totem pole.
Bottom of the B tier. Yeah.
So while we're still kind of talking about Dragon Ball, what's the status on the old shoes?
They're not ever in.
No?
If they're ever in, someone tell me. You guys all check. Everyone will make a schedule. Everyone check every day.
This is the call out to the Talking Reckless listeners. If anyone ever sees the Dragon Ball shoes for sale, please immediately PM Brandon.
Specifically the Gokus.
Specifically the Gokus. Oh, hey, we're N7 buddies today.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Here on the day that Ray and Greg got the Order of Canada.
Yeah, the 2 BioWare alumni.
Yep.
Look at us.
Just living old glory.
There was something written on the shoe website that made me think maybe the shoes were done. Like there was no more
limited
coming.
edition, and that's it, huh?
It just said "Give it up, Brandon."
Because it sold out 3 times.
Jump Force was the name of the game.
Jump
the chat
Force.
has told me it was
That's what I
Jump
said.
Force. Yeah.
Honestly,
Limit.
if anyone wants to, even if they see the shoes and they're worried about me, if they want to just buy the shoes for me,
You're good for
I'm
it.
good for it.
Yeah.
I will give you the money.
I can vouch for that. And Brando has a lot of cash to throw around.
What if we find them on eBay for like $12,000?
Fucking do it. No.
That's the limit.
It's gonna be like Matt in the VR. It's just do it and don't tell me how much it was.
Hey, speaking of VR, I
Nice.
put it's our picture on the video stream this week. The Feel Real, which sounds like a sex toy. I'd be very surprised if there's not a sex toy already called the Feel Real. It's bringing smell-o-vision to a VR headset near you, Brando. What if I told you there was a second visor almost that you could snap to the bottom of your VR visor, be it a Vive,
Like Shredder.
just like Shredder, actually. Yes,
Okay.
exactly like Shredder. It goes on all the headsets. It is a haptic face mask that introduces smells, wind, temperature changes, and even rain. It can simulate rain.
Awesome.
Was there an exit tube for the vomit?
Well,
I can't wait till that thing kicks on and you start sweating in your face.
Yeah, like I don't know. Like obviously, it's not like sealed, but it's
no,
like
it is like a shredder. Like it hangs
right, yeah,
in front
like
of your face.
Like there's good airflow.
Yeah, it has I guess 9 replaceable
like
shredders.
Yes.
9 replaceable scent cartridges. Actually, I have a picture on the thing here. If everyone
Follow-up question.
If everyone wants to look over to the to the stream window,
wow.
we can see the Feel Real snapped onto the bottom of that's one of the cell phone
Monstrosity.
ones, whatever that one is.
It looks like something like a faceless being out of a horror film.
Yeah, now it's
Some
like
sci-fi
it covers
horror.
the entire face.
Yeah.
It has
Question.
sure
Different flavors of smells.
9 of them. Yeah.
Okay.
So it has 9 cartridges, which like I guess 9 primary colors, primary smells. We're gonna make all the smells from these 9.
Weird.
Oh.
And it can simulate the ones they list are like gunpowder if you're like firing a gun in whatever. There's a lot of gun firing.
That might have just sold me. Just that
burnt,
one right
burnt
there.
rubber, racing games, and lavender and mint were the other 2 they included. It has micro coolers and heaters to simulate temperature change, so you can feel like a hot wind or a cool
This is
breeze
so
on your face.
Rad.
There's an ultrasonic ionizer, which can like simulate water mist. Well, it is water mist.
This
for,
is just
like,
something
rain.
because I just got back from Disney World, and for anyone who has been to like a Disney park where these things are all the rage now, where you sit in a theater and it's like, oh, big tidal wave came at you, and then all of a sudden you got hit with water in the face, where it's just like this is the next step.
Hell
You're
yeah.
gonna strap these fucking things onto your head.
Oh man, this is a
I
great.
kinda am,
I'm
too.
not. I'm not gonna buy. I've learned my lesson.
No, you'll
I'm
buy.
not,
I'm gonna need you to
I'm
buy
not
it.
gonna buy
I'm
it.
gonna
Well,
need
we
you
can-
to buy
we can
this,
maybe,
Matt.
we can maybe all get together on this one. It also goes on the PSVR, Oliver, so you could buy one.
Oh.
You could buy your own.
I'll wait for my cousin to buy it.
That's a great idea. We should tell him
all
about this.
wait. We should
we
all
should
wait
tell
for
him
your cousin
about
to
this. I'm way into the idea.
Me too.
Listen, I love VR as a concept. Once the tech gets there.
You sold me as soon as you said they were combining smells to make other smells.
Yeah. A scent generator.
I'm just worried that like people are going to be able to hack this thing and they're going to give you a virus and then it's just going to smell like shit all the time.
It's
Oh,
all
yeah.
farts.
Yeah.
All farts.
That's kind of our apartment anyway.
Yeah. I have a beard, so this wouldn't work for me. Like the smell would work, but I wouldn't be able to feel the
The smell would stay in your beard.
hot cool. Yeah, it would. Yeah, it would. I love the idea of like feeling a breeze on my face. Even would go a long way in VR because like the biggest thing with that headset is that it is uncomfortable and it is fucking hot and smelly and it is unpleasant to
So
wear.
let's attach more things that make it smell and hot.
And heavier also.
Heavier,
Yeah. But hey, listen, when the Vive 2 comes around and has built-in smell tech, we'll know that Feel Real got us there. It hits Kickstarter in the near future. You cannot get this yet. The Kickstarter opens up pretty quick.
I don't think we're ready anyway.
No, I also saw gloves. I didn't pull the story, but I saw. You guys remember we looked at gloves a long time ago with like the big fucking crazy motor? It's like an Iron Man suit, basically. I saw some that are just like it's like a strip of it looks like plastic that just goes down the back of each finger, and I guess it can like it like restricts your grip to prevent. It makes it feel like
so it gives-
like I'm picking up a box and I can feel the edge of the box
Can't
because
like
I
close
can't.
your fist around the
Yeah.
gun barrel or something.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
that's-
Yeah, like it won't.
That's super neat.
You can do lots of things in VR. With
We're
that.
going in a direction with the hardware that the software seems completely uninterested in following.
Eventually, it'll be a thing like Iron Man, where you just like stick a nickel on your head, and it's just like just covers you in a suit,
That'd be
and
pretty
you're just good to go.
I'd pay for that.
I just watched Infinity War again yesterday. It's
pretty good.
I got Iron Man on the brain. It's very good.
It's a good fucking movie.
Let's go to some emails. Unless anyone has any closing thoughts on the Feel Real.
Feel Real sounds like just like a tagline for a fleshlight.
I already made that joke.
What
that's
happened
okay.
to the thing, the inside ball of fleshy fucking garbage that we were supposed to get at some point?
Right. The special edition of Inside with the flesh ball made by the sex toy company.
yes.
I don't know.
Feel Real.
Let's see if we can find.
Just all do this.
That sounds like maybe even the same. It was something like that. It was like if it wasn't. It was like
I don't know.
life flesh or
tech.
Yeah. We should look that up. I wonder if I can get one like on the cheap on eBay. I want to know what that. I want to squeeze the thing.
Yeah.
I want to squeeze the thing. Podcast at talkingrocks.com is an email address. Or, starting this week, you can head on over to the Discord. That's bit.ly/trdiscord, all lowercase. And you can leave us a voicemail.
V-mail.
That's right. For the first time in some 10 years of recording this podcast, we're going to have voicemails. Not totally the first time, but...
We're going back in time.
Yeah. That's right. That's
Get your rotary phones out.
That's on the Discord. I've pulled one. I hope this works. We are for real doing this live. Kevin won't be able to hear it because he doesn't have headphones. Here we go.
Hey guys, it's Duncan.
Hi, caller.
I thought I'd try out this viewer mail thing.
What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Instead of putting a question on the subreddit, I'll speak it to y'all into your ear holes. And my question today is, looking back, for those who've been on the show for many years, at your games of the years, over
Is this
the years,
Dunko?
do you still agree with your choices? And if you had the ability to go back, which ones would you change?
Okay, now I gotta stop it before the Sat Pod starts playing.
Hang on, let me get out the old trusty pocket list.
We'll clean that up a little bit. I know how I can make that sound a little better than it did. Also, if you're recording a voicemail at home, try to record it loud. Try to make sure you got good volume coming in, because I got this thing maxed out, and then it's as loud as I can get Duncan. He said, if you missed it, and Kevin did, looking back on your past Game of the Year nominations, are there any that you would change? Do you agree with all of them? And so I pulled the list of every Game of the Year list that Talking Reckless has done. We only started doing them in 2012, and everybody is frantically pulling up there. So I only pulled the...
You have the staff list.
Yeah, I pulled the staff list. I did not pull the personal list.
I have my personal list.
Oh, good.
I'm looking for some good ones.
In 2012, and we actually ran through this one last week, we nominated Mass Effect 3, The Walking Dead, and XCOM Enemy Unknown, and the winner was The Walking Dead, was our Game of the Year. How's everybody feel? We'll just go year by year.
Walking Dead was my Game of the Year, so I would have agreed with that, even though I was not part of your show.
That's a strong choice, yeah.
Totally.
Like, Mass Effect holds a special place in my heart, but The Walking Dead was a very good story. It was the first of what they were doing.
It felt, even though those games had existed, it felt novel, kind of.
The story was very, very good.
Yeah.
What was your third one? Mass Effect 3 and what?
XCOM Enemy Unknown.
Oh, yeah, I didn't play that one.
And, like, we sort of didn't foresee them just flooding the market and then sort of crashing and burning with what they were doing. So, The Walking Dead felt very special. Yeah.
And, I mean, if looking back in hindsight, I totally still agree with it. Even from this perspective now in 2018, I think we totally made the right choice.
I agree.
Yeah. 2013, we did personal lists. I found mine and Kevin's.
I know for a fact Oliver's number one because I listened to that show recently.
I only have our number ones.
It was The Last of Us.
Yeah. So the thing with Oliver is he didn't give a...
Probably not.
He didn't give a clear answer. It was very obvious that he was Last of Us at the beginning, and then I think Last of Us got poo-pooed on a lot.
How does that game get poo-pooed on
I'm here to play the game. I'm here to play the game, all right?
This might be Matt Eads if I was thinking of any of them, but...
I really wanted Assassin's Creed to win.
And then Oliver flipped to BioShock when he realized he wasn't getting any support on...
Infinite, right? This would be Infinite.
BioShock Infinite, yeah.
That was a good year, you guys.
Yeah,
this is the year I most look fondly back on.
My game of the year was Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag.
Apparently, my game of the year was Grand Theft Auto 5.
Which, if I'm trying to remember what he said last week on the podcast, it was something to the effect of like, because you sort of didn't enjoy Red Dead. It was something to the effect of like, after Grand Theft Auto 5 and Red Dead 2, I'm done with Rockstar games.
Yeah.
That is it. I know I hate them. So it took 2 years from, or 5 years from GTA 5 being Game of the Year to the game that ruined Rockstar games for me.
And like, I have to like try to put myself in the mindset of what the fuck was I thinking?
Yeah.
So the only thing that makes sense to me is it must have come out late, like November.
Yep, it was late
2013.
Yeah, it was.
I probably bought it and was probably still in the honeymoon phase of.
It makes a very good first impression.
Playing 4 or 5 hours a day kind of thing. Get home from work, immediately turn on the PlayStation 3, play. And I don't know what must have happened, but it was probably the only game in my mind. Looking back,
but But like,
I don't know what else I had on my list. I know Rogue Legacy was on there because I just looked up a list of games that came out in 2013, and Rogue Legacy was on there.
you didn't play Assassin's Creed Black Flag, did
no.
you? Yeah, and you didn't like The Last of Us. Well, you were
The Last of Us was fine. It wasn't
yeah, you were tepid
game
on
of
it.
the year.
What was
Fine.
what was the game with a personal friend of the show, Lost Effects, in the wheelchair that was like kind of right around then?
That was.
I Am Alive? Is
Yes,
it- what's it
that's
called? I Am
exactly
Alive?
right,
Yeah,
yeah.
he was an I Am Alive man. Last of Us is for hacks.
And what else? BioShock. You didn't ever
No,
play.
I didn't play
Infinite.
BioShock.
So yeah,
Bioshock was mine.
It's a good choice. Strong
Yeah,
choice.
I sort of see where Grand Theft Auto would have, been
Yeah,
like
been
the
like the
hottest
only
thing
thing
at that
that-
time.
Makes sense. I will change that.
Take this opportunity.
Yeah, I'll
strike
take that
from the
opportunity
record.
to change it. I'm changing it to Rogue Legacy.
Oh yeah,
That's a lot more of a Kevin answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You love Rogue Legacy. And it's a great game.
It was a hair between BioShock, Last of Us, Grand Theft Auto, and Assassin's Creed, all for me in
Yeah.
that 1 through 4.
I only have my top one pulled. I got a lot of flack for this year, but I stand by my Assassin's Creed 4. I think the reason I wanted Assassin's Creed 4 to win so badly over BioShock and Last of Us and all the other great games was Assassin's Creed 3 was a real low point in the series for me. I really, really hated Assassin's Creed 3.
Yep.
And for not only like, we have a Connor statue in our studio.
He's glaring at us.
Shut up, Connor. For like brought it back and then some. Brought me back from the depths of like, I don't ever want to play Assassin's Creed again to like, oh no, this game is incredible.
The hero was awesome. The boat, the naval stuff was awesome. Those sea shanties I knew we really all enjoyed.
It was on next gen, so it looked fucking awesome.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
There's lots of shit to do in that game, too.
I stand by my choice.
I'm not going to say anything because the next year is the one that I stand by my choice, and I get flack for this all the time.
Destiny!
Destiny, and everyone's like, "That's such a, why do you like this? Destiny wasn't even good. Destiny was good. It was
Your game of the year.
Yeah. When you read down the list of games that came out this year, fucking Destiny looks real good.
This is
In
2014?
14.
Oh, 14. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
2014. Like looking at our top fives was weak.
Yep.
Our 2014 best 5 games of the year. Number 5. We'll start at the bottom. Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes?
Yes!
What?
That
fuck?
like half, not
Yeah,
even
like-
half game
Did I-
made number
Yeah.
5.
The 35-minute demo.
Yeah, the Metal Gear demo of that year.
Was I sick that day? How did that happen?
No, there was a lot of politicking in this one.
I feel like I remember specifically when everyone was like, Destiny can't be on this list. I was like, I see a man across the table named Oliver Aguilar who wants to watch this whole process burn, and I'm going to pick up a torch with him.
I remember I was vying for it just to be in the top 5, and that was enough to make me happy.
Let me read you. You got a more of the list to read.
I do, yes.
Yep.
Number 4, Divinity Original Sin. Number 3, Walking Dead Season 2. Number 2, Smash Bros. For the Wii U, which I am so shocked that got it to number 2 somehow.
There's nothing good came out this year.
I know, but you were the only one. Warren wasn't on the show at this point.
I had it
You were the
number
only one that owns a Wii U. And the only one who would have played Smash Bros.
I had it at number 4. I think Max was there.
He was there the year after. No, Max was there the year after.
Max wasn't there.
Max was the next year. And that wasn't Eric here yet.
Okay.
Number 1 was Shadow of Mordor.
Yeah, that is the game that I'm like, okay,
Yes.
that would be a respectable alternative to Destiny, but it was not as good as Destiny.
That,
I had Alien Isolation up there as my number 2 also.
Yeah, that's a good game.
It's all right.
I feel fine about 2014. It was a weak year,
It's a bad
and
year.
Shadow of Mordor is
The best of the
yeah.
bunch.
Also, I felt particularly vindicated because everybody ended up giving Shadow of Mordor Game of the Year. So many different podcasts and publications.
That's right, yeah.
Everybody gave it to Shadow of Mordor.
Yep.
And so when we fell there too, I was like, yeah, it's probably just, that makes sense.
That's fine.
If
It was
we
inoffensive.
we
it was very
probably
inoffensive.
should change this one to Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes.
Yes.
In
That's
hindsight.
the true winner in hindsight of what Phantom Pain became.
Let's put that up.
The original, well, not the original, but Wolfenstein: The New Order came out this year.
In-
That might
in
be the one that,
2014?
in hindsight, I would
Ooh.
have way higher on my list.
Yeah,
Not number
actually.
1, but
I
Would you
think-
guys sleep on that?
I think we
that
might
year?
have. Yeah, I don't think I played it.
'Cause
If we could, oh man, I would totally put that in Game of the Year that year over Shadow of Mordor.
over most of our list, yes.
Yes. Yeah, well, yes. By being over Shadow of Mordor, it would be number 1.
Yes,
It'd be over
yeah.
everything.
Yes.
Yeah, totally.
Shadow of Mordor was good. It was very
It was good.
It was.
It was
yeah.
doing stuff that like
that,
wasn't done.
That Nemesis thing was so mind-blowing
Yeah.
when it first came out. It was like, holy fuck.
But now hearing all this and the flack I get for Destiny, I look back on our top 5 and I'm like, Destiny should totally be on that list.
Maybe above Ground Zeroes.
Yeah.
2015, number 5 was Until Dawn. Number 4 was Rocket League. Number 3 was The Witcher 3. Number 2 was Metal Gear Solid 5. And number 1 was Life is Strange.
That's a good list.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I would probably put Metal Gear Solid 5 lower if we
Yeah,
were to.
in hindsight.
I would
yeah,
knock
hindsight.
Rocket League right out of that top 5.
Which he did.
Would it even be in hindsight? I feel like I've come to appreciate Metal Gear 5 more, like just as a very good playing video game that I've gone back to. Whereas at the time, I remember being like, "This is Kojima has offended me. This is not Metal Gear. What is this?"
Did you say
would-
you'd put it lower or higher?
Lower. I think we should. I don't think Metal Gear Solid 5 would maybe even make the top 5.
I would concede
okay.
it lower. I wouldn't knock it completely out because it is a very good game. Like we could probably
Let's put it number 5.
we
Let's
could
switch it Until Dawn.
we could probably shuffle up that list for sure.
Until Dawn was good. I think we did a really good job in this year of picking games that we all played. Like, this was a good year for, like, Until Dawn we all loved. Did you end up playing? No, you didn't.
I watched Oliver's playthrough of it, though.
And then...
It'd be years later.
Or Amber's
This year, you watched Amber's playthrough.
Life is Strange we had all played
Yeah,
and really
and I
liked.
totally still agree with number 1 being Life is Strange.
Yeah.
That game meant a lot to all of us.
Yep.
I still think Rocket League should be off that list, and
That's crazy.
If I were-
Especially in hindsight, that's
should be
even
in its
crazier.
place.
If I were to make a top 5 of the last 10 years, Rocket League would be on it. Because I am still playing Rocket League a couple times a week.
Was that
Whatever.
was that your Fallout 4?
Yeah.
2016, we didn't do one. 2016, we were off air for the holiday season.
Does that mean me with the only official list?
Yeah,
gets to
totally.
name
Hit
it?
us with it.
Overwatch.
That Sure.
Yeah.
That,
Followed by
good answer.
Rounded out by The Witness,
Okay.
Uncharted 4: A Thief's End,
Witness was number 2 for you?
Yeah.
Wow.
Doom, which I had not finished,
Oh.
at number 4,
Oh.
and Inside at number 5. Also worth noting, Hitman came out that year.
I'm writing things down for my possible 2018, 2016
Uncharted
game of the
4.
year.
Also, Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Uncharted,
was a
Uncharted
great
4 was,
year.
Yeah,
Uncharted 4 was
exactly.
2016.
Yeah.
Write down Uncharted 4.
Uncharted 4.
Rise of the Tomb Raider?
Yep.
Was that the
That was a good
first
one. That was
of
the
the new
second one.
ones? Second? Yeah. Yeah, that one's good.
I think Rise is the second one. Yeah,
Rise
because
is
Shadows
second.
of the Throne. I think Rise is the best of those.
Titanfall 2, do anything for you?
Yeah.
Mafia
Yeah.
3, do anything
Yeah.
for you?
No.
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 How about Fury? Do you remember Fury? It was that kind
Yes,
of boss rush
I
game?
do. Oh, I should finish that game.
Yeah, that.
I haven't thought about Fury in a long time.
List.
All right, Fury. If we had to right now come up with a game of the year, what would we?
We should
have
save it
2 minutes
because that is an actual category.
That's
that
a
we're
category,
doing
man.
At our year-end
Okay.
show.
Okay. It.
Put Overwatch on there.
We'll.
Titanfall.
Shut up. We'll do this on the document. We'll do this on the document.
Okay.
Well, you gotta remember it.
Full disclosure, it's up to you to submit the games you want to win to the document.
also-
full disclosure, these categories may change. If this category doesn't end up making it,
We had a good
or if
reason.
any category doesn't end up making it, yes.
The official categories will be there on the day of.
Yes. Well, because we even to give people a little look into the behind the scenes, we were thinking we should do a most anticipated as a podcast. That's a really stupid category because that is the most subjective. I'm looking forward to this. No, you're wrong. I'm looking forward to this.
And the,
We did most individual most anticipated.
Yeah, we
When
totally
you're doing-
totally still
yeah.
can. It makes a lot of sense to do it individually, but
Yeah.
not as a.
and the other thing is that you never know if a game's coming out the next year.
That's a big part
Yeah.
of it too.
So, my most anticipated game is a game that is scheduled for release next year that I do not think is going to come out next year.
Somebody put Onrush 2 on that most anticipated list, and I was like, "This is fucking stupid." That was where I crossed it off.
You can't cross off other people's.
Like,
things.
I am
that
so.
was not me.
I am anticipating it. You're not wrong. 2017. This was last year. I remember this one. Number 5 went to Wolfenstein 2: The New Colossus. Hell yes.
Great game.
Number 4 went to Super Mario Odyssey.
Great
Hell
game.
yes. Number 3 went to Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Great game.
Great game. Number 2 went to Horizon Zero Dawn.
Great
game.
Number 1 went to Cuphead.
I
There's-
thought this was great.
There's a
game, too.
subtitle, but I can't remember it. Cuphead, Deal with the Devil?
Sure.
Something like
Something
that.
like that. Yeah, sounds about right.
I am still very upset that Resident Evil 7 did not make the top 5. That was my game of the year.
I have since played. That was your game of the year?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
I love
have,
that game.
I've since played Resident Evil 7 and did not enjoy
Didn't
it.
care
No?
for it, eh?
No, it wasn't for
How
me.
come?
No. I just I don't think I like Resident Evil games. Maybe
This was the thing with this game. It was
a
very
departure.
much not a Resident
Yeah.
Evil game.
Yeah.
I
Maybe
mean,
you
if
do
we
like Resident
maybe
Evil
I do.
games.
If we want to get into the specifics, like I thought every single combat encounter, because they're mostly like boss. When it's like, okay, it's time for combat. It's
I
kind of
wouldn't
like a
say
boss
it's mostly.
puzzle thing,
I wouldn't say it's mostly boss. I think there's only 4 boss battles in that game,
right?
but I would say that the boss
kinda
battles
never-
are rightfully. You would be right to call them out as the worst parts of that game.
Yeah, every time I hit one of those, it was like it's a puzzle to kind of figure out it's like. Oh, okay, I got to do a certain like sequence of events sometimes, and it was just so poorly telegraphed that I died on. I don't know. I fought Daddy quite a few times, probably like 4 or 5. I got the chainsaw. Like I fought him
4 or
a
5 isn't bad for a boss
I
battle.
fought him like 4 or 5 battles. Like I did the thing in the garage with the car with him, and I did the thing downstairs with the chainsaws, and like I did like a few
Yeah, the car.
arenas
I
all
really
over.
like the car one.
I couldn't figure out the car one.
Oh.
I couldn't figure it out. I died
I
to
think
it.
that one I did first try.
I died to it like probably 10 times. On the 11th time, it just worked. I figured I somehow like hit him, did it. So
Wonder if
because
it
of
was
that,
bugging.
I think it didn't feel buggy. It just felt like I couldn't wrap my head around what needed to happen.
Fair.
And so after enough of that, I was like, this is not really for me.
Did you get out of the house?
I got into like the new, I got out and into like the little house outside in the swamp,
Yeah.
and was dealing
With all
with
the
the
bug-
bug
the
lady.
bug- yeah.
I was on the bug lady.
Yeah,
Was,
okay.
was where I left off.
Yeah.
So I played a bit.
I mean, if you got that far, then you knew what that game was.
yeah, it just wasn't for me. It's
Did you-
well made. It looks real nice and like
It's
Did you
scary.
Play it on PC like regularly?
Yeah.
Not VR.
no, it's still only on
This is-
PlayStation.
I thought. Okay.
It's supposed to be coming to Vive, or they said it was.
If I were going to change something on any of these, I might put Wolfenstein 2 on the top of last year's list for me.
On the top.
Yeah, Wolfenstein 2 is real fucking good.
Do you remember how
Still need to
bad
play
it
that.
played though? You had to like play it on easy.
It's true.
and
Actually, that's a good point. Maybe I'd leave it the same way.
I
But
think
playing it on easy is fucking good.
of all the
Yeah.
lists that I think we should probably leave as they are, I think it's the 2017 list, because if we didn't put Cuphead at number 1, I feel like we would still be
talking,
arguing
yeah.
this set.
this is the Cuphead is the one game that I don't.
That's such a good game.
I don't. I disagree.
I felt like when we were, and this was, I mean, things were getting a little heated.
yeah.
I think it was, people were going home mad. I felt like, and this might come up again this year.
Oh boy.
I felt like Cuphead was being like, we have some people on this show that are just not okay with a smaller game being the best game of the year.
Oh, that's not true at all.
It's
You're not
all
talking
got
about
out
me.
of
I
scope.
don't- I hope
Who
you're
knows
not.
who I'm talking about?
I think you might be talking about me. I'm the one who's going to nominate that Netflix fucking thing for Game of the Year this year.
I was gonna do it. That's
Shit.
why I brought it up.
No, I got no problem with small game. I truly think Cuphead is an art style and a like fine platformer. Like not exceptional, hard. Yes, that the hard doesn't always mean I like hard games. I don't like Cuphead. I think it is an art style and a really good song about Mr. King Dice.
Fuck, what
and,
else do you need?
And I think that's about it.
All right, I'm going to use that exact explanation as my counter to Oberdeen.
Ooh, I think
Touche.
Overdeen is so much more.
I would hazard a guess that the best game of this year might be only a nice art style and perfect gameplay and great music.
Wait, all
He's
of those?
obviously talking about Tetris.
Oh, the best looking. I would totally change 2017, but
Don't know what
I
to-
know I won't get.
Oh,
these
I
ones.
see.
I
You
would
know what
put Breath of the Wild, which was my game of the year.
I really like Breath of the Wild, but I thought it was very overrated in a lot of ways.
Yeah, it really like it was a renaissance for Zelda in a way. Like I guess I love like those renaissances, like Assassin's Creed. It did something to the series of like
Eads' favorite games that were shitty before this
yes,
game.
thought I was done with Zelda, realized I wasn't.
Yeah.
So Oliver, I don't even remember, after Extra Life, did we ever talk to you about
Not really.
your
It was okay. Like I put hands on it and I spent a couple hours.
You got off the
'cause
plateau.
The deal was play till off the plateau.
It was for the kids.
Yeah, I may have kept playing it, but it's just at that point I was just fucking
barely
exhausted.
awake.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
bad
But-
tail
play
end of
game
the
for the first
24
time.
hours is
But
a bad time.
it was okay. It wasn't. I don't know. Just Legend of Zelda games just fail to capture me.
That's a very broad. That's like
Yeah, I know.
They're so different. It'd be like
I mean,
you'd be like, I don't want to play.
This one was so different.
It is now. It is, yes.
Yeah.
But it'd be like, I don't want to play Mario Tennis because I don't like Mario games. Like, well, it's more like a tennis. You know, like Breath of the Wild is not
Sort
a
of.
Zelda game. When you think of Zelda games, I know you're like, okay, they're going to be X amount of dungeons. I'm going to get an item in each one, and I'm going to use that to defeat the boss, and then I'm going to work my way up to the end. Like, this is not a Zelda game by definition. It has Zelda in it though, so I guess.
By that,
You know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying.
It is very-
It's Kevin's God of War thing. We dropped kayfabe though, and now he's playing God of War. So, or have we?
I don't know. It like compared to Horizon, where Aloy had like a story of her own, and we were following her on her adventure, like, and she had a personality and she had motivations.
Great hair.
Yep.
Really good hair.
Link is just the opposite of that. He's bland and like not something I can really like get behind.
Yeah, he sucks.
Yeah, and I'm
yeah.
Yeah,
There's nothing cool about Link.
Like most Nintendo first party games, there is nothing to any of those characters.
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
and,
true.
and maybe
Not even a story.
Maybe
What was the
that's-
story in
the
that
story
game?
they like tried the voice acting and the voice
It's
acting
bad.
is so bad.
maybe that's exactly why I don't like Nintendo games.
Yeah.
The characters do nothing for me. Environments really do nothing for me. The gameplay's fun.
Yeah.
Like I can admit that Zelda Breath of the Wild was actually like, all right, this is cool.
That physics stuff is dope as hell. Like putting balloons on a log and riding the log. There's a spaceship.
How
and
much of that you got to do?
No, I didn't. I got into each of those individual dungeons and I could see like where they
Yeah,
were
you
going
get to do
with
a
it.
little bit of it.
Yeah, but not anything too much.
I would put Zelda, but I won't die on that hill. I've made my peace.
Fucking
I've held the-
Wolfenstein
I've
2
held the
is
grudge.
fantastic.
It's so
In
many
gen-
good moments.
But that's all Red Dead is, and people are going to be all over that game.
I would much. I
Red Dead is.
enjoyed playing Red Dead way more than Wolfenstein.
I enjoyed playing them about the same.
Man's talking like Dutch.
Yeah.
Noise.
Matthew.
Just leave Cuphead. What's our decision here? What'd you do? Would we change it as a show? Would we change it?
As a show, I don't think we can change it.
I don't.
we don't have everyone
speak,
here.
We
I mean,
speak for the show right
personally-
now. We speak for the show.
All four of us have a different answer for number one. So
It sounds like we would, but could we all agree on what we would change
So
it
the-
to? Is that would be the bigger
No.
question.
The thing is if you got rid of Cuphead because no one would follow me down the Cuphead road, then I would be forced to go with something else,
Don't got
It
Bryce
probably
and
would have been Breath of the
Colin
Wild.
here.
which would have been Breath of the Wild over Horizon Zero Dawn, which I also really liked.
But if all that would have happened, maybe we could have got together in Wolfenstein 2 and fucked somebody else over.
I'm 100% sure I tried that out last year.
I was done at the end of it. I was like, no more deals.
I thought about
No,
just
fuck this.
I thought about just as your finger was going down on the stop button.
Wait!
you're like Wolfenstein 2, it was the winner.
So yeah, I guess there you go.
Like having the conversation again, I would not be so steadfast in rejecting Zelda Breath of the Wild. So there you go. There's my
Thank you.
So
concession.
if we got a little teeter out of Oliver, we might
Thank
have been
you.
able to break Kevin.
I still need to know what your game of the year is this year, so I can just adamantly stonewall it.
give me a Mickey a Fireball, and that will fucking change.
Yeah, can't wait. I hope we get Sleepy Oliver instead of like obstinate Oliver this year.
No, I
hope we
want-
get tired Oliver.
fall asleep on the couch, get mic'd up, Oliver.
Yeah. Sleeping Oliver can't stonewall Breath of the Wild the same ways that belligerent Oliver can. Fucking fighting Warren in the garage.
Oh yeah. What are we looking at
For
games this year?
oh geez, we got a whole doc. Red
wanna
Dead,
see
God
it?
of War, Oberdeen, Tetris Effect, Celeste, Monster Hunter World. It deserves to be talked about. It deserves to be talked about.
No, we have a category for it for sure.
Yeah.
Not really.
There's definitely a category.
It could be the
for it.
best looking game.
It's not.
Oh, I don't know. We got to watch Cat Chef cook up that food again.
No, it's good looking food.
There's some fucking good looking games.
You got the list? Just read the just read the GOTY, what it's looking like so far.
Oh, just GOTY?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a whole there are like
That's
there are like
monster list.
500 in there. Yeah, look at it.
Okay. Game of the Year nominations are Red Dead Redemption 2, God of War, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Into the Breach, Tetris Effect, Oberdin, Marvel's Spider-Man, Mega Man 11, Celeste, Detroit, Dead Cells, Subnautica.
Oh fuck. Oh fuck.
Warren and I, we're gonna Yeah, we're gonna rep Detroit.
Detroit. I'm gonna replay it before the show
Yeah.
and see if my feelings change on it. Here in hindsight. Podcast at talkingreckless.com is the email address. Or remember, voicemails. You can drop them on our Discord, bit.ly/TR Discord. Just join the Discord anyways. If you're not going to drop voicemails, come chat about. We got a wrestling channel, we got an anime channel, we got a memes channel, which I was super against, but they have kept it classy and hilarious and like appropriately stupid in a way that. That memes channel is like screenshots from Lord of the Rings with like just other shit juxtaposed on like Star Wars lines on top, and for some reason that's call me gold. That's call me gold. I just lost everything I was saying.
I'm deleting the most anticipated category.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Category card subject to change for our Game of the Year show, February the 2nd. Set a reminder. Otherwise, that's it. Join us over on twitch.tv/talkingrecklesspodcast. It's a brand new year. Starting the day this show goes up. It's a pretty special one. This is going to be the first calendar year that I'll be doing this. Calling it professionally still feels wrong. Semi-professionally. So it's going to be, there's going to be some new shows that are going to come out this year. I got some big ideas. We're going to change some stuff up. It's going to be a big year for us. Our biggest year ever.
How many days are you at?
224 the day this comes out. 225 maybe the day this comes out.
You're getting there.
Yeah. The year is almost done. The year is like almost 3/4 done, which is the year of the streaming. Yeah, which is fucking insane that it's gone that fast.
You got plans after?
Oh, I have
Good.
a plan.
One more match.
Have some goddamn faith, Oliver. Noise. Yes, please join us. Twitch.tv/talkingrecklesspodcast. We don't do Patreon or ads or any of that shit. So if you want to support the show and you want to keep the lights on, that's where you do it. Otherwise, that's it. Gentlemen, thank you so much. Another year of Talking Reckless. A very sincere and special thank you to you guys. You guys volunteer all your time. Nobody gets paid. Nobody gets jack shit for. Sometimes there's like beer upstairs, but even then, rarely. And these guys volunteer their time every single week. Colin, Bryce, Warren. Who else has been on the show this year?
I was.
Brando. Well, you're in the room. You're included.
Oh, I see.
Yes, I'm saying the people who aren't physically here with us now. But yes, a huge thanks to you guys for making this thing go, and to you at home for listening, because none of this would even happen if you weren't here listening to it.
Thanks to you.
Thanks to you.
Big thanks to you.
Bringing us all together.
That's right.
Putting up with our shit when we can't decide on a day. And then when we do decide on a day, saying we can't come.
It is my genuine pleasure, gentlemen. I look forward to this next year, and we will see you in 2019. It'll be the 257th episode. I had to remember our hot 1816-bit joke.
Plus
yeah.
128.
4 Nintendo 64s plus 1.
We'll see you here. It'll be 257 on the Talking Reckless podcast. We'll see you then. Great show, everybody.
It's then in that context. Not
Van. We'll see you.
We'll see you then.
I was
Then.
just getting to because I thought you were just putting a little twang on then.
It is then.
Van.
Yeah, Van.
But it did sound like you said, we'll see you then.
Yeah, no, it is. It's then.
No, I know.
Yeah. Fewer or less? Do you know the difference between fewer and less?
Fewer.
Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm going to turn this off and go edit this podcast. And thanks for tuning in all year. It's going to be a special day tomorrow. We'll see
Happy New Year, you guys.
Happy New Year. Yes, we'll be watching the balls drop. I think come watch balls drop with us if you want.
How many balls can
How many balls can we watch drop tomorrow? We'll find out. See you then. Someone's going to take that out of context one day.
It's going to be on the